are now entering Maximum Driftcast, the only drifting podcast hosted by a Spanish soccer mom, a 30-year-old silver-haired fox going on 60, and finally, a 200-pound bowl of spaghetti with chimichanga arms.
The champions, we are the champions.
And we are back, 2 for 2, back again.
2 for 2.
Yeah, just next to each other.
Yep.
We are back on Maximum Driftcast, and that's not me, that's my poster. But there is Sam.
Apparently, Iron Dookie just informed me, he said, bless you. So apparently my sneeze during the intro was audible to all the people listening, so that's exciting.
It did made it through the interwebs, and everybody know that you were... Was that a sneeze or a cough?
It was a sneeze, but I tried to mask it, and it failed miserably. But I only sneeze because I sneeze when I get super excited, as we all are, because it's drifting. We saw Form of the Drift today. Pro drifters were out of track, and they were drifting.
First skates of the year.
Dry season is over. The wait is over. We are back with Form of the Drift Long Beach happening this weekend. And as is necessary when there's a Long Beach, there is going to be a driver jam session party show, which we're doing right now tonight. We're going to be talking to all sorts of boys and grills, and I'm just super excited. What are your thoughts on Long Beach 2019, Paco?
Well, it's usually my favorite round. I'm like the most excited of being there, checking out everybody's new cars, all the new liveries. Everybody's in a very positive and happy mood. You know, like everybody's happy to see each other again. After, like you say, the dry season.
Yeah, the Drift family gets to come back together, and that's one of my favorite things, is that everyone's super happy to see each other, and there's new cars. Cars aren't destroyed yet. There's new teams. Everyone is optimistic, and it's exciting.
And then also the round itself is probably one of my favorites, like how exciting it is. Like
it's the gridiron too. It as we've said many times in the show, there's new drivers and new cars, and we've seen more than one new car get destroyed here or heavily damaged. We've seen new drivers that looked awesome in practice suddenly, for lack of a better term, shit the bed and do poorly there. But I mean, it's such a good track, and I'm excited for everything that's going to come. We should mention before we get into our special guest that you might notice that Paco is replaced by a picture of the Drift van. That's because he's in the control room. Unfortunately, Big Balls Brian couldn't make it, and
he couldn't do 2 in a row.
He couldn't do 2 in a row. I don't blame him. And then we were also down Corey for the moment, but he should be joining us later. He's in the third trimester of a Chipotle burrito right now, and he's expecting to.
That explains his shape.
Yeah, so he's been thinking about. He's been about 8 or 9 months of Chipotle burritos, and now we're at the end, and he's just he's doing his breathing exercises.
He's doing a Chipotle cleanse.
Yeah, he's once that Chipotle burrito goes through, we should be good to go.
Yeah.
But let's we don't need to talk to each other. We should kick the show off.
Let's bring our first new guest.
A first-time guest, long-time guest.
Never called before.
You've heard of him. You've loved him. You may have been in love with him. He may have been in love with you. We don't know.
Let's see. So, I'm gonna say the numbers out loud.
Yep. Say the phone number That's what you're doing when we did our test call a second ago. Paco was saying the numbers out loud, and if you catch his mumbling under his breath, you can actually hear the phone number of our very special first guest. And you guys might want to know this phone number, in case you need. You need to change your seats. Let's say you have a complaint about there's not enough bathrooms, or there's too many bathrooms. Let's say that there's, a lot of bathrooms and you can't make a choice of which bathroom you want to use. That could be a problem for you. Lots of problems to call this guy about. So, thankfully.
Hello.
Hey. And who might we have the pleasure to speak to right now? That wasn't correct.
It's not much of a pleasure, but this is Ryan Sage.
Why isn't it a pleasure?
Wow.
It's a pleasure for me. How about that?
Thank you. That sounds right. So we are with Ryan Sage, one of the co-founders of Form of the Drift. He's been on the show many times, one of our very good friends. And
where's your applause machine, Sam?
Oh, I don't have a applause machine.
Oh, come on, Sam. You were playing with it yesterday.
I don't know. There's no applause machine. There's just all the really awful voice mod things I can do, but I need to get dialed up for that first.
Okay.
But Ryan, it is what season of drifting? What number?
Season 16.
Season Sweet 16, Quinceañera season of Formula Drift.
Oh, that's 15, Sam.
Wait, Quinceañera is 15?
Verdad.
Yeah.
Wait, last year
15,
was a...
yeah.
Did we do anything for FD's Quinceañera last year?
I think Jared called it the FD Quinceañera a couple times on the stream.
All right, as long as you did that, he got that covered. Well, can we restart the show, Paco?
All right, welcome back from Driftcast. This is about the Chimichanga Arms and about the champions. Welcome.
Ryan, how was Media Day? That's the first thing. Let's get that done. Any cars catch on fire? Maybe an Italian car? Did anything break? Did everything run as planned?
From my vantage point, it seemed relatively uneventful in terms of carnage. I know some guys didn't make it. I heard a few guys pulled out last minute, but I think we had about 18 cars out there. Sick. And I didn't catch the second or third session, but the first session looked pretty cool. Guys were ripping right away, even with a more or less virgin track, and then we got into live streaming for about an hour and a half between 11 and 12:30, and just catching up with everybody, talking about programs and how everybody's doing in the off season, and got to get a few little nice tidbits from everybody.
Awesome. Anything stand out to you? Does anyone look exceptionally good for the first day? Anything surprising in all the things you've seen of drifting for 16, not 15 years?
Surprisingly, maybe this isn't so surprising. I didn't really catch a lot of the runs in the first session, maybe just 5 or 6. But what was standing out to me was in talking to the guys, during the live stream broadcast, there definitely was with some guys an air of being very, very prepared to what they need to attack in season 16. A lot of the guys that you consider the top contenders and guys that are coming back, trying to restake a certain claim in the championship. There definitely seemed to be a very positive attitude for the preparation that was done in the off season. I heard a lot of guys speaking, very strongly about their programs and their preparation and all the driving that they've done in the off season. So I think if that means anything, we could definitely hope to expect a very competitive 2016.
I think I've been seeing, we had the post-Daigo effect in which everyone threw, 600 more horsepower at their cars. And if anything, there hasn't really been a very noticeable James Deane effect from what I could tell, other than people are now dialing their cars harder and more prepared because, James Deane didn't show up with anything other than a pretty damn reliable car with a basic setup. And for everyone that we talked to in the offseason, minus a few people making some major changes, by and large, it's just been people kind of honing and refining their existing cars or existing motors or just doing minor tweaks to just really nail reliability. And I think that's kind of going to be one of the major themes this season is making it to every run and having your car be reliable for every run.
No, I think that's exactly right. I think, there's a few ingredients to beating the James Deane Worth-House team. And the probably the first ingredient is making sure that your car is there for every battle and that you don't bow out because of reliability issues or damage to the vehicle that was unforeseen or things of that nature. And, I think, the kind of the era of going as far as you can in competition and getting yourself knocked out if you indeed do get knocked out by way of competition battling as opposed to vehicle malfunction seems to be very, very high on everybody's priority list. And I know in talking to the RTR team today, Vaughn and Chelsea specifically brought up that point that, in terms of them refining and testing new products and a lot of the really minute, detailed fine tuning that's going into suspension setups and working with the tire compound that they have and being able to get extra laps out of that tire compound has been something that has been in their favor in the off season in their testing. And I think, part of that was a big realization from Irwindale, right? I mean, with Vaughn, especially in that last round, having struggled throughout the season, all of a sudden kind of came out and whatever he had done, whatever things that they had changed to get their setup the way that they wanted to, he looked absolutely unstoppable. So I think, he's definitely going to be one to watch along with Chelsea, who had some really strong points in the season. But all of the guys, I think, have just made those. I hope that they have, and I think that the teams think that they have made those fine-tuning adjustments that's going to be needed to be reliable.
Yeah, I think Vaughn and Chelsea, RTR, seem pretty pumped. Forsberg, judging by everything I've heard and seen from his online presence, he seems extremely excited and very confident in his car now. I think this could be not that the past 2 years haven't been very interesting. I think this year could be much more interesting. And even though, Aasbo came very close to James Deane multiple times now, I think I think that it might not be as clear cut this year. But who knows? I mean, there's
But
only one way to find out, and I guess it's to watch the event.
Also, who knows?
right.
Maybe James Deane's worst enemy is gonna be his own teammate. We've seen him.
Yeah,
like,
that is true. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no,
I
I certainly think that Peter, it's his time to shine, right? I think he's had 2 years of preparation. Him and James are probably the two drivers, if not the top two, but at least in the top 5 that are driving more regularly than anybody that I know of. And to me, that only bodes to bring his performance level to a higher tier. And even if it could go much higher, really, I think the person that he's looking to beat is James. And I think he obviously has the potential to do that. And if things click in the right way, he will definitely be one to watch, given where he finished in the championship next to Aasbo.
Definitely. We're going to talk to about every single driver we mentioned there. Maybe not Peter, because I don't think he has a phone yet. But other than that, we're going to talk to a lot of those drivers we just talked to. Any main big changes in judging and the track? What's different this year from you guys?
Yeah, I guess top line. I mean, the track in Long Beach really hasn't changed. It's one of those tracks that I think is about as good as it's going to get, given the constraints that we have and being in a downtown area. But overarching that are obviously the changes that we have internally from the way that we are going to be doing judging and event protocol and stuff like that. It could have a slight impact on how things proceed. I think the biggest one that fans will probably notice right out of the gate, that isn't so much due to judging or sporting regulations, is just the fact that we have 37 drivers registered for Long Beach, and I believe we have 35 all-season drivers. So that means that the day of buy runs, unless something crazy happens and we have some attrition, that's not going to be available for the top guys. So qualifying has now become extremely important in filling that top 32 field. That, along with a few minor adjustments that we have from the judging side of things. We did, an off-season study of how long it takes for us to get through competition, how long guys are doing burnouts, if they're using those things for strategic purposes, how fast tires heat up and cool down, and how drivers are initiating at certain tracks. There's some fine-tuning adjustments there that probably the fans won't see, but will be talked about a lot in drivers' meetings, in hopes that we can continue to try and keep the battles closer, as close as possible, and give everybody the best tandem show that we can.
Well, awesome, man. I cannot wait to see you and the rest of the FD family again. And I'm going to sneeze again. Hold on.
Salud. Woo.
Zoom tight.
All right, I'm good. I'm so excited for Long Beach. Excited to see you guys. And then I think we're definitely going to do our State of the Drift Union show. It's been 3 years now since the beginning of the podcast. So we've done it. So I think it's either been right before or right after Long Beach. But we definitely want to talk to you and or Jim and just have a very at-length discussion about everything we just mentioned. And then we could also unfold Long Beach and no doubt the insane things that are about to happen. But yeah, thanks for making the time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, my pleasure. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys up on the judging tower and halftime stuff and all the cool things that come with that as well. So
we'll be there for the halftime show.
Yay.
So can't wait to deliver that for you guys again. This year it is going to be the Formula Drift halftime show, brought to you. Ryan, is a secret. Can I say it? I think I can say it, right?
I don't know. I think we can.
I'm just gonna do it if you're cool.
Okay.
All right,
go for it.
If
brought to you by BC Racing. What's up? Formula Drift halftime show.
It's out.
It's out
now, Brian. Don't get mad.
Don't get mad, Brian. Oh, well.
Ryan said we could, so we're good.
Yep, Ryan Sage said it was fine, and he said that he would take all the blame, right?
Yeah. I don't worry. I am very, very good at taking blame. It's
All right,
something
cool.
that I've learned to love to do.
Cool. Well, if I think BC and the dudes at BC are very cool, I doubt they'd get mad at the idea of their name getting out more. So,
No doubt about it.
We're excited to see everyone, the fans, you guys, this weekend, and good luck setting up till then, and we shall catch up with you very soon.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
Later, man.
Same to you, man. Bye. All right.
This next
caller. Before we go to the next caller, Sam,
yeah.
we have two tickets.
Yeah, we should mention this.
Yeah, we have 2 tickets, which our friend Corey Smith, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it, and he decided to donate the tickets for the cause. and these tickets are gonna go to the person who. I mean, first of all, you have to be in Long Beach, or at least in California, you have to be able to make it.
We don't want to give these away to someone that can't go. So I think I was just thinking about it, Paco, while we were talking there. So we decided we want you guys we're going to give these 2 tickets for Saturday at Long Beach away. And we want you guys to just share you watching the show, share you listening to the show. If you're an audio only listener, we don't want you guys to miss out. If you're hearing this the day after we record, so if you're hearing this Wednesday, I think we'll probably have to decide as soon as Wednesday so people can change their weekend plans if they have to. But, we want you to share the show regardless, even if you can't get the tickets. So please share the show regardless. But if you want the tickets, then please share the show and say, "What's up with them tickets?"
Yeah, like something.
Or something along the lines of that.
Just
let us know. Let us know that you are interested in these tickets, and then make sure to tag us. Otherwise, we won't know that you share it.
Make a post on Instagram and tag us.
Make a post. Tag Maximum Driftcast and let us know what's up with them tickets.
And it's important that you have to tag us on the post, not on the comment, like literally on the post, because we're gonna go look into the post that we're tagged. And
I think stories count too. I think we'll allow.
But there's gonna go away.
They're gonna go away, but we'll still see a tag, won't we?
Only if we get to see it. I think just to be sure, if you want to make sure that you make it in the cut, make a post on the grams. Tag Maximum Driftcast. Say where them tickets at.
What's up with them tickets? Where them tickets at? Yo, what's up? I need some of them tickets. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
just something about the tickets. We'll make sure that, and if you're gonna say it, make sure you can actually go, or you're getting them for some friends that can go. Tell your friends to do it if they want to go. But yeah, we got 2 tickets for Saturday. FDLB.
They're great seats. They're awesome seats. Courtesy of Corey Smith. Thanks, Corey Smith.
Thanks, Corey. We'll make sure they go to someone good.
Yeah, we owe you. So, next guest. All right, let me
dial it up. There's a lot of numbers in this one.
Ooh. Let me try these one more time. We already did this one, so it should be easy.
It was our test call. We think we should be able to do it. Corey just said, "Good luck with the tickets, fam." Well, thank you, Corey, for being so generous. Sorry you can't make it, but hopefully we will cover all the excitement with our halftime show as well as our post Long Beach show and all that jazz.
Ringing.
I already feel like I have to sneeze again. What's with all these sneezes?
You're probably allergic to this country that we're calling. It's ringing.
I think it's just Venice.
Perfect
Hello?
timing.
Hello.
Hey,
There we go.
are you done in the bathroom?
Just done. Yeah, you just gave me enough time. Thanks for waiting.
You're very welcome. I mean, I know that perfection takes time, as you've been perfecting both your driving style and your poop style for the past
that one
years.
Was brewing all day inside in the S15 around the streets of Hungary.
So we happen to have the pleasure of speaking to 2017 and 2018 Formula Drift champion, as well as a whole bunch of other boring championships that I'm not going to mention. Just kidding, they're not boring, but I just don't know what they are. But the most wingingest driver in professional drifting in the past few years, James Deane. What's up, motherfucker?
It's all good. It's all good. Good to be back, and good to be back on the show, and definitely good to be back in Los Angeles.
I know.
Wow.
Where have you been? Has it been
place.
has it been cold and rainy everywhere you've been except for here?
Not so much. We were in the desert for some time in January and February competing over there, so that was quite nice in the Middle East. But in Ireland, it's been quite cold. We didn't have any snow this year, but lots of rain and wind and stuff like that. Nothing too exciting.
So before we get to your FD program, we've been all abuzz on the show that you're going to be cruising an HGK car.
Yeah, very exciting times this year. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're building HGK are currently in the final stages of prepping a chassis. It's already in paint. It's going to come to Ireland. Basically, I'm leaving, flying back on Sunday, back from after the event on Saturday, flying back to Ireland, and we're getting straight in my rig at home and driving to France to collect the car, bring that straight back to Ireland, and then finish that off. So it's exciting. I never even driven a E92 drift car before, or BMW for that fact, other than something very basic. So yeah, it's going to be a big change, but the guys at HBK definitely know what they're doing. So I'm really excited for a new change. We've been using the S chassis for, that Falcon Tires S14 back in Europe.
Yeah.
We've competed in that for 5 seasons, and it's still a very great car. But I was quite excited about trying to do a change, and Falcon Tires like the idea too, because they race an M6 in the 24-hour race and VLN series in Europe. So yeah, BMW suits European.
I don't think
drifting and racing.
I don't think the world is ready for the best driver in an HDK built-in prepped car, because as I've seen Kristaps driving and we've seen that car and the things that it can do, I'm kind of concerned for everyone else, to be honest.
Well, look, I don't know what to expect. I got a spin right along with Kristaps in Englishtown after New Jersey last year.
Yeah.
I was a little bit tired from the evening before, but it blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I don't know, was that the tiredness or the car? But no, honestly, those guys are very good at what they do, and I'm just really excited for a change.
Did you notice that his car has the San Pellegrino cup holder in the middle? You can hold a can of carbonated fizzy water in the carbon fiber cutout center console.
It's pretty sick, the detail they go to with their carbon fiber work, and in general the fabrication work that they do is just excellent. And like, I've been involved in all previous builds of cars I've driven previously with our shop back home in Ireland. But my brothers run that shop. They're extremely busy at the moment. I'm extremely busy at the moment. So the guys in HGK were very helpful, and it made the most sense to let them take care of, the stuff that they do best. And they'll come back to Ireland. We're building the engine back there and installing the actual finished engine. They've mounted the engine and gearbox, and it's their subframes, etc. And we'll do the wiring and final assembly. So exciting times.
I can't wait.
And that needs to be finished. That needs to be finished in 4 weeks.
No pressure.
It was painted 2 days ago.
It's not like you're going to be at FD for the next not next 2 weeks, but 2 weeks out of the next 4. So that should be easy for you. But let's move on to.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Let's stop talking about non-FD things, because this week's about FD. What's going on with your S15? Still the same-ish double championship winning car, I imagine. But what's new for you? What's new for the car and the team?
Yeah, it's actually different chassis.
What?
Oh,
so yep.
Because the last one wasn't brutal enough.
No, it's pretty much identical. Some small changes in the fabrication. So I seem to be still growing, so we got more elbow room for my elbows and the door bars. Small tweaks here and there, but in general, it's pretty much the same car.
Still 2J nitrous.
The reason,
all that.
Yeah, 2J nitrous, the same spec engine, same transmission, differential.
So are you using the Samsonus? The Samsonus transmission?
No, it's Quaife in the US, and I use Samsonus in my own cars back in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a mixed match of lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Where I am. But it's quite straightforward. You just pull back to go up gears and push forward to go down. So it's not
even you can figure it out, man. It's that easy. It's just
if I can do it, anyone can. What else? Yeah, the main reason why we did that was because our cars went to SEMA last year. My car was on the next car was on the Borg Warner stand at SEMA, and by the time they were being shipped back to Europe, because my car was pretty bent off and Peter's was tired as well. So they didn't reach Europe until January. So if we had to wait until then to, straighten the cars, repaint them, service all the parts that need to be serviced, we wouldn't be here right now.
Baller.
So S chassis, in Europe, they're quite plentiful. They're starting to get a bit more rare, but they came across 2 rolling shells and just started prepping them pretty much after Irwindale. So by the time the cars got back, last year's cars got back to Europe, the new shells were already in paint and ready to start swapping parts over. So it made it was more of a logistical thing than anything else.
How much wear and tear did, I forget who it was driving, is either you or Peter, during the parade at SEMA? Someone put a little bonus wear and tear during that parade where you're not supposed to go more than 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
You're definitely not supposed to do 15-second standing burnouts, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so, it's kind of I come from a rallying background. My dad used to rally, my uncles and stuff. So Peter was my co-driver. He's a very bad co-driver, and he was telling me what to do, and I was doing the things that he was telling me to do. So, have to respect what your friend and teammate says to you, so,
You got peer pressure into it.
I hope we'll see you at the next SEMA, but I'm not sure we will. Hopefully...
There was nothing said. We just got out when they started freaking out, and
no way.
We rolled straight onto the street. Yeah, I swear to God, we rolled straight onto the streets, drove to where our trailer was, like a mile and a half away through the streets.
I was filming the sunset. I was filming the sunset. I'm like, look how pretty this is, and all of a sudden I hear a familiar 2JZ rev limiter that I've heard many times before, and like I turn my phone around, and then it's you guys just lighting up, and the crowd is like really blue balls at this point because they've just seen 300 lifted trucks go by at 1 mile an hour, and then suddenly there's this 2JZ S15 just bouncing off rev limiter, making tire smoke everywhere, and then all the track, if you want to call it a track officials are freaking the fuck out. and they're like,
it was excellent. Oh, the funny thing was one of the marshals was knocking at Peter's window to tell him to stop.
Yeah, because they didn't know it was ready to drive.
He didn't realize the car is right and drive.
And Peter's just like, I'm the
Peter
co-driver.
You're sitting here. This tall guy is driving like that. I don't know.
Well, we can't wait to.
It was funny.
We can't wait to see your 2019 antics. Are you gonna try to get 3 championships, or you think this year you might just be like meh?
No, what I love seeing, especially in the last 2 weeks, is you see things. You see what other teams are coming out with, and everyone is stepping it up. There's a lot of changes in a lot of the other teams. To be honest, we're coming out with a very similar package. We're just trying to refine it. But overall, the aim is the same as usual. Just take it one step at a time. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves. And honestly, I'm one of the biggest fans of drifting in the world. I love drifting, so I just want to enjoy the ride, try to push as hard as possible, and see what results come. But I'm very excited for the year. I'm actually feeling very relaxed at the moment, and can't wait for it all to start. So I think it's going to be. I really think this season will be one to remember because so many people are extremely hungry. So that makes drifting better and better. And if the show is better, it's better for everyone. It's better for the teams, the sponsors, drivers. Everyone is progressing with the sport.
Well, you've got the biggest target on your back that anyone maybe has ever had in FD, because you've got the back-to-back championships, and I'm really happy that you have had that much success because, as we've said before, a better guy couldn't win. But I think people are kind of sick of it. They want to see you get knocked out at this point.
I think.
Sorry, go on.
I think that target is between my two eyes at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish you all good luck. You've got quite a challenge against you because the old champs seem like they're finally getting dialed. We've got some new young guns that are looking good, but I have no doubt that you will still see that top of that podium more than enough. So good luck, man. I can't wait to see you guys on Friday.
Very good, man. Thanks very much, and we'll be showing our best and just enjoying the ride. So see you guys at the track.
Can you kiss Peter on the cheek for me before you go?
Butt cheek or face cheek?
Who you choose?
All right. Send you a picture.
All right, thank you.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take care. See you in a couple days.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You just sung my favorite lyrics from my favorite Backstreet song.
Which ones?
Bye, bye, bye.
Oh.
Is that in sync? Or is that Backstreet?
That's in sync.
Fuck. What kind of fan am I?
The worst. Obviously. Are you ready?
Well,
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah. Fire it up, man. We got a lot to go through. So this is exciting for me because, this is our second or third year, I don't remember, of doing the our like jam session. And now that we've talked about just about every FD Pro 1 driver, they've got at least a little bit of a rapport with us. But I sent out like 10 or 12 text messages just to the people that I maybe talk to or speak to the most in FD. And it's like, hey, do you want to do 10 minutes on the show tonight? And then I was expecting like maybe a 60 to 75% turnout. Literally everyone said yes pretty fast. So now we have a full stacked list of drivers, which is awesome for you guys to listen to. But for us, we're going to be here for a minute after doing our 4-hour Grid Life Drift Draft last night, which was awesome. But
hello, it's Fredric.
Oh, that was sneaky. Just snuck right up on there, man.
No caller ID. I thought it was someone trying to sell me some Microsoft products from India or something. No.
Yeah. Do you still get, I don't know, this is your American number. Do you get like 15 robocalls a day from people trying to extend your car warranty or let you know that your student loans are
that's been a good day.
It's insane.
Usually I get about 30.
That's insane.
It's been horrible recently.
It's been real bad. So we're here to talk about robocalls. No, we're here to talk about Fredric Aasbo and Formula Drift. And hopefully listen to our episode with your dad, our dad, Papa Mama Kisses a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
you did.
Awesome. To that. That was cool. Yeah,
dude, you've got such a good dude behind you, and we were very excited to see you hopefully get, what was it, 8 points that you missed out on in 2018. We want to see 8 more points.
Yeah, 4 points.
4 points.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
actually,
we're gonna
tattooed 4 points on my forehead now.
Yeah.
Just so I remember it.
Oh,
forever.
Man, that's going to be very exciting for everyone to see you at at Long Beach with a new face tattoo. But yeah, we just got off the phone with James, and that's the man to beat right now. Obviously, you've got to beat everyone else out there, but James is the one that is directly ahead of you. What's the strat? You guys have a similar car, but you also are dialing it up differently. How?
Yeah, so car is similar. We've only really done some setup changes. We're trying some different, shock and suspension changes in the rear. Maybe move to a slightly different nitrous setup to have a little more control and drivability with the nitrous setup. And then it's fine tuning and trying to extract as much as we can from that car. It's one thing I will say, though, drifting is a moving target with everyone stepping it up every year, right? And I think this year, more so than last year, I think we're going to see even stronger performances from a lot of guys. I think, there are guys on new tire this year that I think are going to be stronger. Forsberg, the Nicoll tire with JR and Denofa and Tuerck, those guys are going to be strong. Forsberg is back in a car that I think by the spec list looks very promising, with that new Skyline power plant in the front end that he has and everything. He's in a car that he deserves now.
Yeah. And when his car worked, he was a force to be reckoned with. And I think I forgot to mention, this is Fredric Aasbo, by the way, former Drift champion. I forgot if we mentioned that, but Fredric Aasbo's on the phone right now, the Swedish screwdriver. And the
screwdriver, yes.
Yeah. And any big changes on sponsors or build for you, or are you just dialing in?
It's no big changes. We're bringing the same sponsors back this year. Our car's still yellow and that signature Rockstar livery. we're going to have some new wheels that we're going to debut on Friday from Motegi Racing that are going to look quite different. I'm pretty excited about that. And but from the outside looking in, the program looks very similar. And of course, in the off season, and Steph touched base on some of this. We've been working with Toyota. The Supra has been discussed, and it's we've all mutually decided to continue bringing the Corolla this year, which I think, from a performance point of view, may be a good thing because one, we know what we have, and two, that car proved to be competitive last year.
Yeah. Well, I don't think a Supra wasn't gonna. I don't think you could better your driving by changing to a Supra this year. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see one, but I don't think it would give you something that you don't already have because it would be, I don't want to say underdeveloped, but just wouldn't have nearly as much development as you and Papa have put into the Corolla. And I'm excited for when it does come out, but I think as far as you contending for championship points, I think this is your best setup.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having faith. Yeah, well, we'll see. We obviously had our first test day in Long Beach today, and we didn't really have a great day. We were struggling a bit with pace and trying to set up, get set up. And I think it was clear to see that a lot of guys have made, if not quantum leaps, they've made great progress in the off season. So going back to what I said, I think this season is going to be really, really tough, and I think we're all going to see some badass, badass driving in battles.
What were you dealing with today, if you don't mind sharing?
We were just off pace a little bit. We're trying to make the car very drivable and easy to drive and still have pace, and those two kind of cancel each other out. It's hard to have a car that's easy to drive and still very fast. So we're trying to find that balance and learn, and learn how to set that up. But it's a continuous fight. And Long Beach especially is such a different track from all the other ones. A lot of the rules, per se, from the other tracks don't really apply in Long Beach because it's such a finicky course with all these different, pavements from concrete to tarmac to asphalt to all the bumps, and you have the grease from the off season there, and some are slightly off camber, and it's such a different beast of a track to try and tame.
Because people forget that it's a parking lot. It's just the aquarium parking lot. And so, the track literally changes every year depending on what kind of old-ass beater car was parked in that parking space, which is such a weird thing to think about. Yeah.
People walking out of the club,
some chick,
it's
some
all
chick pukes and changes.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it really feel like people are turned up from last year? Or are you saying that to, be a cool race car driver, or do people turn up? Are people turning up again?
No. They totally did. Not everyone, but the guys that I mentioned, for sure, from what I saw today and my little analysis of that, So for sure. Yeah. And I'm, I like to be real about this stuff, and we don't take this stuff lightly, This is a diehard. It's a diehard, for us. It's kill or be killed, and it's some of the guys that were struggling last year are now coming back in form this year. I know it's early to say, but from the movements in the off season and what they showed on track today, I think we can expect that. So
you got to feel it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
So, it won't be easy for us. It won't be easy for James. It won't be easy for anyone. So it'll be
that's what I was just looking at the 2018 standings again because we were just talking about it. We talked about it with we were talking to James just before, and then Ryan just before him, and almost literally everyone is in just a more refined version of their car from last year. There's a couple exceptions, a couple new dudes, but at least in the top 16-ish, almost everything is repeated from last year with, I'm sure, just minor revisions. And I mentioned that's kind of maybe that's the James Deane effect, where it's Daigo made everyone put on 600 horsepower. James Deane is kind of making everyone be like, shit, we got to show up to every single race and be reliable. So it's going to be really exciting, I think, when everyone's car hopefully works as much as the cars are capable of working.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the reliability is a big deal. And, I've had some great times with James, both on and off track, and have a lot of respect for the guy and the team. And they're literally arguably the perfect team in so many ways. But one thing they actually didn't have last year was reliability. You know, they had issues where they had steering issues in Orlando and in Irwindale, right? They blew a disc. They had various hiccups here and there. So that was literally the one thing that almost took their championship away. And I think one thing that I would be betting on is that they're going to be way more reliable this year. You know, another year of data. You know, figuring out what went wrong last year, but that almost ruined it for him. And it goes to show if you're off one event with an early exit, you may, you're out.
It almost ruined it for him, but it almost made it for you.
Exactly.
Until that Dick Vaughn showed up in the last battle after not showing up for 2 years.
Yeah, but I don't walk around, and I'm not fed up with that.
I know.
I'm not angry or mad or sad or anything like that. I would probably be way more stressed if we had our championship year in 2015, and obviously we've been trying to win the championship every single year following that. We've had 3 second-place finishes in a row now. Yeah. It's not like I walk around and think about that. If you live in the past, that's when you start declining as a driver. So you got to look ahead and think of what's coming. And we're here for the fight, not for the podium so much, but try and get a little bit better each and every time.
Yeah.
So, and Vaughn totally deserved that one in Irwindale and really fought for it. So it was his,
It really bums me out how I don't have a driver who's like a villain or a nemesis that we can all hate, because all you motherfuckers are so nice and so positive and just saying like, yeah, I lost. I've gotten second place 3 years in a row, but still happy and I'm still going to show up and do my best. It's like, God damn it. Why can't you just be angry about it, Freddie? Get mad.
You gotta find us at different times, I think. Like after I was in Vegas, for instance. That's your stories.
All right. Well, we'll look for you there, and then maybe after hours Long Beach, I'll find you there too.
Yeah, you can ask Matt for a story from Vegas last year.
All right. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of stories coming out of Vegas, and I plan to get them.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Well, thank you, Freddie. We appreciate the call, and we will be seeing you on Friday, and we can't wait to see what you and Papa bring out to the track this weekend.
Yeah, what we're actually going to show up in is my newly acquired FJ Cruiser. This manual has an e-brake. What more do you need? We're going to be rolling on 30 speeds.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see you there Friday. It's on, and may God be with us all.
Oh, what about Odin?
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping him to myself.
The Odin strength.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks for the call, Freddie. We'll talk to you Friday.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
Take care, buddy. Bye.
All right. Bye.
That was a Swedish screwdriver.
The Swedish screwdriver. Puck, have you ever watched Vikings on Netflix?
No.
Or whatever the fuck? Dude, I love it.
Is it good?
I just finished all the available episodes, and I'm all into it.
Wow. Okay, I might check it out. Is it like Game of Thrones?
I think that's the easy comparison that everyone would make.
By that, what I mean is there like a big amount of tits and dicks?
No, it's on the History Channel originally.
Oh.
Like they do implied nudity all the time, but it's still really violent, which is fun about America. We can just no titties, but we will show people getting their hands cut off and being stabbed through clean with a sword. That's really cool because it actually focuses kind of heavily on like the Norse mythology, and it also talks about Vikings.
We'll check it out for sure. Netflix, we're waiting on the check.
Aasbo also has that Viking blood, and the next man that we are talking to has the blood of an alligator, and maybe the blood of a possum.
Uh-oh. Let's get him in the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll start dialing. For those who are just joining, Sam, let them know how to win tickets.
Oh, yeah. So we are giving away 2 tickets to Saturday Long Beach. If you do not have them, well, first of all, share our show, please, if you do have tickets already. But if you can't go, please still share the show. But if you do have a want and a need for tickets, or you and a friend have a want and need for tickets, just share you watching the episode, share the actual episode, share whatever you want. But just tag Maximum Driftcast in your post and say something about wanting some tickets, like what? Give me them tickets, or let me get a hold of them tickets, or what's up with them tickets?
What?
And then we'll...
Give me some
What?
twisted teas. God damn it! All right,
All right. Well,
show
What do you
over.
want?
listen here, motherfucker. I've had just about enough of your gaff and your guff, and
And
I'm
your
ready to tell you that
sass.
if you and your team show up to Long Beach, there's going to be a problem. You know, we've been going at it online for about a year and a half now, and frankly, I'm upset with what you say about me and my friends. And I don't care if you rescue possums and then euthanize them for fun. That's not cool with me.
Wow. Wow.
I went lower than I thought I was going to, and I feel bad.
Not cool, bro. I think you've hit rock bottom now.
What if I were to tell you that I plan to start our halftime show at Long Beach with a moment of silence for Pat Jr.?
I'd be pretty excited about that. I'd be more excited if you actually shouted out the rescue and got them more donations. But whatever you do, I guess.
All right, well, sorry to take away my fun, but if you want to be real and like look for money for helping animals, that's cool too, Pat.
Yeah, like whatever your selfish needs require. Like if you need to like make a joke out of everything and not help animals, I mean, I guess do whatever you want.
I think Sam started to he's shedding a small tear. And
No, I'm just thinking about where I'm gonna punch Pat first when I see him. It's gonna be the neck, the gut,
he's
the
got
butt.
he's got a fat neck.
It's funny, like I've
Oh,
had a
you're-
bunch of. It's weird that we've had just like a bunch of respectable people on the podcast till now. We had Ryan Sage, then we had two-time champion James Deane, we had Fredric Aasbo, and then we go immediately at Pat. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, hey, Aasbo's getting way funnier.
He
Have
is.
you noticed that?
Yeah, I have. He's getting.
Like he made a super cute joke about Odin. When you're like, oh, what about Odin? He goes, I'm keeping him to myself. That was super cute. He's funny.
Yeah. It's been, well, you noticed at the very beginning, and I've said it straight to his face. It's not like a secret that I'm revealing now. It's like I thought of him as the bad team from the Mighty Ducks when he first came into drifting. It's like, oh, here's this like juiced up, Swedish superpower, and then he was just like kind of emotionless and just rock hard, and then he got funny, and he keeps on getting funnier and nicer. And it's a bummer because I wish he was still the villain because he was cool back then. It was like Forsberg versus Aasbo. Those were the days, and now it's Deane versus everyone.
They were a lot easier back then. The golden days.
Golden days of drifting.
Yeah. Well, it was also
Exactly.
it was
hey,
also
you guys want to know something cool?
What's up?
So, Hans devices,
Mhm.
like the head and neck restraint systems that we have to wear,
Yep.
they expire every 5 years, and you have to get them recertified.
Yours is expired, isn't it?
Do you know when Formula D instated the Hans rule?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
How many people are getting fucked by this?
Me, Chelsea, I'm sure quite a few. Like, we're all like overriding Hans devices so we can drive this weekend.
Oh man, that's some shit.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Obviously you guys, I guess, should be checking the date on your Hans device every day, but was there any notice from FD that you guys dropped the ball on by saying like, hey, it's been 5 years, update your Hans device?
I usually check mine like religiously every single day at 3:30, but I just forgot.
Is that day where you forgot is the day where it goes?
Yeah.
Yep. Typical.
Flip right by me.
How long do belts and the other shit last? Like racing suits and belt. I mean, obviously a racing suit lasts not too long for you because you usually, outgrow it in the midsection area. But I mean,
Wow. Okay. Well, they last 3 years, just so you know. Well, suits.
Okay.
I don't think suits technically expire. I think there's like a weird, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. So
I think-
no one take this as any bit of a truth.
I think
but
with a suit,
I
it's
don't
more
think
like how bad it smells and how bad your crew is like just asking you to get a new one.
then it's time.
yeah.
Got it.
All right,
But I know
Pat,
belts are 3 years.
enough of the bullshit. What's up with Matt Field's car? You like that thing?
Yeah, it rips, dude.
It looks like you were ripping pretty hard the other day.
Yeah, it goes super fast. It's pretty alarming.
Do you feel like finally you've been held back by your car for almost the entirety that I've seen you in Formula Drift in some degree? Rarely have I seen a car that was like, well, the car is or Pat's the weak link here because I know you can. This is very uncomfortable for me to say. I know you can drive really well when the car works.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you
Say
feel?
something mean to make up for it real quick.
Do you feel like no matter how hard you try, you're still going to be a failure?
Yeah, that's usually how I feel every day.
Okay.
Well, but that is
That's-
not true.
yeah.
I mean, for those who are watching, we have a cute, very nice and cute photo of Pat with our
Yeah, I like that.
Maximum Driftcast Choice Awards. You did it.
Oh yeah,
You
I
did.
did it.
You
That's
did
right.
the thing back then,
I did the thing. Yeah.
and we really want you to do it again.
Yeah, I'd like to do it again. That's the plan for this year, to do it 8 times.
Do it as many times as
like-
you want to.
Do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
think-
for sure, try.
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't show up if you didn't think you're going to get in a podium. But do you think you're going to get in a podium this year?
I mean, I have the vehicle to do it.
Yeah. What
And
What's the high? What's your last highest FD rank that you got at a round?
I saw Robbie Nishida today. Like, I was getting my hard cards and everything, and Robbie's like, "Oh man, I'm super pumped. Like, whatever. I'm so glad you're back." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What happened in 2017?" And I was like, or 2016. The last top 16 that I made was 2016, and the only reason I made it is because I had Robbie in 32, and they were like repairing the rack in his car, and he's driving up to grid, and he waves at me, and I'm like, "Oh, cool! Like, me and Robbie are gonna have like a super cool battle."
Yeah.
He turns the wheel to turn around, and his rack exploded and blew all the fluid out of it.
And that was your last top 16.
Yeah, and I tried really hard to be like, "Oh no, Robbie, what a bummer, man! I feel so bad. Like, dang, this stinks, man. I really wanted to battle you." But inside I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Well, I can't wait
It
for
was
you to get
it was a
there.
rough 2 years, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get there legitimately. And if you don't get the top 16 in that car, I'll finally know that you are the failure that I think you are.
Yeah, there's if I can't make a top 16 in that car, there's basically no point in me trying.
I felt really bad saying that, but I mean, maybe we're onto something here. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but
But
I really hope
hey,
you do. Well.
do you guys want a 2-for-1 right now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hold on.
What up, dogs?
what?
I just took a shit in the shower. What's good? We're about to lime. We're about to lime and go get drunk.
We were about to call you in 2 guests, but if you want to do it now, that's cool, dog.
Oh, we ready? Let's turn off this stupid ball and stick board that Pat's been watching.
I'm watching baseball, man.
He's
Chill.
watching basketball. He's lying.
I would never watch basketball.
So now, wait, are you
NASCAR-
guys best friends now?
NASCAR
We're talking about
nothing.
field now, from the sound of it.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. We built bunk beds in the hotel room.
That's fucking sick.
You guys are
It's super
ridiculous.
sick, but he made me go on the bottom bunk. He said something about weight or something. I don't know.
Worry, man. Come on.
So you are the bottom.
Yeah, power though.
Oh yeah, the power bottom, of course.
Matt Field, what made you think that you could trust Pat Goodin with your old car? 'Cause that's a pretty sweet car, and
It
Pat
was-
Goodin has done some shit to some cars.
Yeah, Pat's actually done some shit to some cars at Long Beach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Specifically.
But so have you. I remember some Miss Pac-Man wing ends taking quite a flight at the wall in the years past.
Absolutely. I'm no one to talk. I crash more than anyone. Like, I'm the crashiest. I'm just hoping Pat crashes less than me. You know?
Yeah.
If Pat crashes less than me this year, we'll be all right.
That's a good. I mean, that's your initial thought with getting Pat behind the wheel of your car. If he crashes less, we'll be good.
No, my initial thought was that I wouldn't have just anybody drive that car, right?
Yeah.
And I got hit up by a couple of Pro 2 people, and I've been contacted by people overseas to kind of see what's going on. And most of them I just tell no, or I have no idea who you are, so absolutely not. But with Pat, like, I offered if he wanted to drive the car at LS Fest. You know, he didn't ask me, hey, can I drive your car? And then maybe I want to drive it next year. I just
Yeah.
saw him wandering around looking sad at LS Fest with a beer in his hand, and I was like, hey, Like, tomorrow, don't drink any beers, and you can definitely drive my car. I want you to. And he did. He did really good. And then literally after watching him drive, that kind of sparked my interest and was like, hey, man, if you want to come back, like, we could try to put something together for you. And, at that moment in time, I wasn't sure how serious he was. I wasn't even sure how serious I could be, right? Because I had a lot on my plate at that time, being the first year in the Corvette and all. But I think last year worked out really well, and it put me in a position where I could confidently say, hey, I can do this.
Well, we appreciate you taking on charity cases like this and, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It's not
really...
even like that, because like I said before, I wouldn't have just anybody drive it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like me and the car selected Pat.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a secret that I actually really like Pat Goodin, and you may be able to get a creep shot of us hugging and kissing each other's foreheads slowly if you can, have a long enough lens. But as far as the public is concerned, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what everyone thinks.
Enough about that, asshole. What's up with your program? You got a more refined vet than last year? What's your deal for 2019?
Yeah, man, it's already better. And it was funny coming in, like yesterday basically is when it kind of finally hits me. I'm like, I am absolutely so much better off right now, like in my mindset, in my sleep, my driving abilities, I even feel like, and especially the car. Like, the car is just so much better because the season didn't start the way that it finished in that car. Like, that car continuously got better and better and better. And I kind of had to take a second and think and remind myself, like, this is not the car that you drove at Long Beach last year. And even though I told myself that a million times, and even though I know that, and even though I know how the car reacts driving it all last year, I'm already like, all right, this is what the car did last year. I got to focus and make sure. I hope it doesn't do that. And it's substantially better, and everything is going super good so far. So I'm excited that the car is that much better, and I feel like I have a solid program. And honestly, if the car holds together and I keep my head out of my ass and my foot on the gas, I think I'll do all right.
Dude, I'm so excited by how excited all the drivers sound. Like, we talked to you guys in the off season or for a regular show, and you guys like, yeah, I'm just building up my program, doing all that. And now that it's a couple days before Long Beach and you hopefully got some runs in today, you're like, woo, ready to fucking win.
Yeah, I mean, most people are working their ass off during the off season, right? And I've said this a million times. What's not fun is working on cars. What is absolutely fun is driving cars.
Oh yeah, it's all about the payoff. Exactly. Before we let you go, we'll get someone snuck in a really quick super chat question. I didn't even know we had that on for this app, but gotta answer it. S3 Art for Framing says, Matt, any advice for getting on a team to turn some wrenches? Not trying to make big money, just looking for knowledge. How does someone get on a team?
Right. I guess the advice to do something like that is, like, if you don't come from a team going, it's like, don't think that you're going to go work on Chris Forsberg's championship winning team or anything like that, right? If you've never worked on a team before, usually it's all about the history with the person that you're working with. So if you have a local guy that you see who's doing it and going to Pro-Am and going to get his Pro 2 license or anything, those are the people that you want to get in and talk with, because that's where the best connections are made. Like me, I've had the same guys on my team basically since the beginning. Yeah, there's been one guy who comes and then one guy who goes, and then I get another guy because I get a little bit more budget, but overall it's the same people. So I tend to like working with people who I trust, and most importantly, people who I don't mind spending time with.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not that great of a wrench, but I really enjoy spending time with you, I'd rather have you than some guy who's a total pain in the dick and a great wrench. Just because, dude, at the end of the day, none of us make a bunch of money doing this. We all spend way too much time and put way too much effort for way too little money. So you might as well enjoy what you're doing.
And I think if you don't already have like the resume from another team to jump on a pro FD team that you like, then have a badass portfolio piece. Have your own personal car that looks so ridiculous, or that you drift really well every weekend, or make really good welds or something like that. So I think it's, show value and don't be a dick is, that seems
Absolutely.
like,
and just get in and make the connection. That's the biggest thing to me, is if I have a connection with somebody, I trust them, right? Like, and I don't mind teaching somebody, and I think most of the drifting community is similar in that we are all in it together and we're all learning at the same pace. So get in early with a guy who can stand your presence.
Yeah.
Some great advice.
And speaking
Awesome.
of before you go real quick, speaking of
Yeah.
hanging out with people, you still have your your team going on with Odie, and how's that going so far?
Yeah, actually, it was because Odie and I pitted next to each other today during media day, and I literally after every practice session, Odie and I basically have a breakdown together, and we experience what the track is doing, what the tires are doing, what kind of pressures we're running. Odie and I are completely open with each other, 100%. Like there's no reason for secrets, and even when even if we're going to battle later on in that day, it really doesn't matter. Like obviously we are a little bit more reserved, but we're so open with each other that it really helps progress. And both of us made huge changes and got better and better throughout the practice session. And not having somebody like that would make my life that much more difficult because I can't just bounce ideas off somebody who I view as maybe more knowledgeable even than I am. And hopefully we have some frenemy stuff going on. We're not exactly sure what's happening with frenemies, but we're definitely going to do something for Long Beach. We're going to just try to knock it off one round at a time. This year we're trying to do something different. I don't want to say, but I want to say, basically, instead of doing like a week later coming out with an episode, we're going to be dropping an episode the same day.
Woo.
So we are literally going to have a Friday episode of Frenemies and a Saturday episode of Frenemies for you guys on Odie and my Instagram TV. So please be sure, look out. We're probably going to post it on Facebook too, but the goal is to get it out like that night. A short, sweet 3 to 5 minute episode, straight to the point, some good raw driving.
Really torturing the editor there.
Sam knows.
Really torturing the editor. Acting like it's just a quick, simple thing to do to make a day of video.
Sam knows a thing or two about delivering
here's the
videos
thing.
the same day.
It all comes down to the driver that you work with. Like if the driver that you work with has to make you work your ass off and you have to edit multiple takes and you don't get it right in the first shot, like yeah, it sucks, but we're gonna knock this out of the park.
Vaughn is one of the best.
Bro.
Vaughn is one of the best on camera, selling the part, saying what he needs to do. He's almost always the first taker. That doesn't fucking matter, man. It still takes you like 4 or 6 hours after the thing. Granted, technology was a lot worse back in the day, and I had to do like 360 videos with 6 GoPros in a cube same day and crap like that. But still, you're torturing your editor.
As good as you think you are. Yeah, I think
maybe you're not as good as you think you are.
Maybe.
Fuck. You fucks.
No, but that's the point. I totally get it. It's going to be a total pain in the ass for our editor. But honestly, it was his kind of idea to do the same day edit. But he wanted to go with the same day, just like driving edit. And I'm like, let's do same day frenemies. It'll blow people's mind. And if we can pull it off, we're going to look great. Otherwise, we just look like everyone else out there doing a week later edit, and we'll be fine too. So let's try.
Yep. And then if you pull it off, the editor will look like I do, about 10 years older than he should.
Well, it's a good thing he's really young.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
Well, good luck to your editor. Good luck to you guys. I'm sure we'll be talking to you before we hit the track on Friday. But I'm so excited to see Pat back in the field, despite everything I say about him. And I'm very happy that you advocated that happening and are allowing him to do so in your old baby. And Matt, I was pretty excited with you driving, but now that you're sassing me right now, I'm not as excited. That's fine. I'm still pretty pumped.
It's pretty much gonna be Pat Field. So
Pat Field. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about it too, like I want Pat, like what I have going on with Odie, like this is an open team, right? So the information is gonna get shared because the better Pat does, the better I look, and the easier my life is. So I hope he learns a lot at the same time, and I hope we both do really good this year.
The only information Pat can really get out is his preference in White Claw flavors. Anything other than that, I wouldn't really be count as reliable information.
I heard he moved on from White Claw. It's all about the twisted teas now. So
that shit's too sweet. What's up with you guys?
No, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to White Claw because I got too fat drinking twisted tea.
That's what I'm saying. So, all right, we gotta go. I love you guys. I'll see you Friday.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Pat Field. I like Pat Field though.
See, dude, he's known for assuming the different characters. Remember, he used to be Pajiro Yoshihara.
Pajiro?
When he had the red and white car.
Yeah, because this car looks like that. Yeah. It was a very similar car to Dai's car at the time.
So now it is Pat Field.
Pat Field, Fat Field.
I was trying to make a joke the other day. I was trying to, the with the king of the spring break.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to call him the king of the box spring.
King of the box spring?
It's like a mattress.
Because he fucks a lot?
Or he's just lazy and he just sits around all the time.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're making him sound like he has a lot of sex.
Let's bring a lazy one. Let's see. I have a new guest online.
You're choosing a lazy driver?
I heard. I mean, I heard he has his own workout room.
That is true. He does. He does. And like I'll just be editing or on a phone call or something, and all of a sudden I'll hear a grunt and a loud slam. And if I didn't know what that noise was from hearing it 10,000 times a week, I would be concerned.
Let's see. Let's see if he picks up. He's probably pumping iron right now.
Oh, I did plan on.
Oh no. He's in the shower. He's under the waterfall.
What's up?
Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you underneath the waterfall?
Waterfalls?
Don't go chasing waterfalls, my dude.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Are we on speakerphone? Can you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pumped.
What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm just driving.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
What do you mean? Who do you have the bush? Brian Tuerck.
I know who it is. Motherfucker, I see every day. I know who this is. I'm just trying to let the people who don't know you by your voice, let them know who you are. You know how this goes.
I feel like I'm having a normal conversation with my friend Sam.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Where are you driving to?
Yeah. Driving to the shop.
Why do you got to go back to the shop? You got to cut more of our locks off?
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to piss Andy off with some other slick move I do overnight.
How'd your car run today?
Car ran great. Yeah, car felt good. Just kind of dusting off the cobwebs from Irwindale that I haven't driven in a long time. So yeah, it was cool. Got to run a bunch of tandem, a couple of lead laps, get just better acquainted with the car, and then do a tire. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Pretty happy with where everything's at.
What do you think of those new tires? This is a big change for you.
Yeah, it's huge. The tire's big. So we're in a 3,200 pound class. We had to step up like 3 weight classes to run the tire, and I was really nervous, obviously, about adding that much weight to the car, but we got it in a good spot on the chassis, and the tire makes up the difference for all the weight. Like, the tire is phenomenal and has I don't know, it's just really good. It lasts a long time, so we're not going to have those issues of trying to conserve tires for 2 laps at like Orlando and Seattle and whatnot. So I'm pretty pumped on that. And yeah, it's just all around it's pretty good. It's going to take a little bit time to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I'd say, a different type of driving style to use that tire to its full potential.
Yeah, how much different does the car feel? This is a 7-year-old chassis. It's one of the oldest chassis in FD right now. 7 years.
What?
This is the 7th year.
But this is one of the original FRSs at the time. Now it's a GT86. But you've got a drastically different. It weighs a lot more than it's weighed, but you also have some of the best tires you've had. How much different does it feel, and like how does it feel different?
It obviously, adding all that weight just changes everything. And having a tire that's it's a 315 40 series 18-inch tire, and it's big. It's like a massive tire. It has a lot of sidewall on it, and the overall grip level is like through the roof. So even trying to heat up the tires in a burnout box is a bit of a challenge if you don't have your nitrous turned on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just
the car is a little bit slower on transitions and handling, and that's just maybe because I haven't had enough time in the car yet. But that's kind of one of the first things I've noticed as a little bit of a con. But everything else is really positive and feels awesome. So I just need to get a little bit more wheel time, and we're pretty dialed in.
Have you changed out your turb skis or any? Are you running nitrous still? I forget.
Yeah, so nitrous system is the same. Our nitrous setup is the same amount of horsepower shot. And new turbo this year. Last year we were running the GTX 4294R, and this year we're running the Garrett, the new G42-1200 turbo. So it's the G series, and it actually makes more power at the same boost level on the JZ engine. So. It's pretty sweet. We're working the turbo a little less. Obviously it's a little more efficient, so we're making more power there. And then we got the anti-lag system back on the car in a much more, I guess, simplified way, which is cool. Because I really wanted that back last year again, about halfway through the season. I kind of was noticing, it's a massive benefit having that. It makes it, extremely less laggy. Drive the car, especially in sand battles.
And it sounds really cool, and that's my favorite part.
Yeah. Well, some people don't like it, but most people do.
Some people are wrong.
I agree.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us for a minute, and we will see you on Friday.
That's it, dude. I got ready for that.
You got ready for what? I don't know. You sounded like you're driving somewhere. I try not to make you get an accident. What do you want to say, motherfucker? I told you 5 minutes.
Let's let's talk about the new livery. Like we put you on blast for.
I haven't even talked to Paco or friggin' Corey. Like you just
Corey's not here. Corey's not here. He told me he didn't care about you.
Corey's out.
Yeah, he quit the podcast because he was upset with you.
No, we probably just want to go buy a bunch of hot dogs.
Yeah,
it's like you know him like very, very good.
Yeah. No, I mean I was trying to be respectful of your time, but that's cool. If you want to keep talking, I don't give a shit. What do you got to say? It better be good. That's all I have to say.
I'm out.
No, and seriously, like the delivery. Obviously, we've been grilling you a little bit, but I think the car looks cool. So, what was the thought behind it?
I haven't seen anything pop up in my feed.
Yeah, it's because you don't look at your posts.
You even commented in there. Come on.
I do look at my posts. I don't even know what you're talking about.
What was the inspiration?
Your posts don't pop up. They're not popular enough, I guess.
Fuck off, dude. What was the inspiration for the livery?
It wasn't my inspiration. It was Ornamental Conifer who kind of came up with the design on the car. I didn't even give him any kind of, I guess, mood board or whatever, and he just kind of came up with it. I was like, I loved it right off the bat, so that's what we did. And I think
Nico
Nico
works best if you just let him do what he wants to do. Otherwise, don't enrage the artist.
Don't enrage the artist. That is a fact.
Are you gonna be changing liveries during the season, or that's gonna be it for the whole season?
Yeah, no livery changes for me, which I am pumped about.
Yeah, that was a real pain. Yes.
Just like last year and the year before that, the liveries will stay the same throughout the entire year.
Has it really been 3 years since you changed liveries every season?
Actually, I can't remember. I know last year was definitely the same livery, and then the year before that, I think we only did one livery change.
Paco's been scrolling through photos of your car from the past few years. Man,
so
I really
many
miss
looks.
The almost all white livery on the white wheels, the very 80s Toyota inspired one. Dude, that one.
The TRD one.
Yeah, I really like that one. I think it was their last year at Retax.
Yeah, that was my second favorite livery.
What's your number one favorite?
This one right now, dude.
Damn.
Paco, are you able to pull up a picture of that one? I'm sure they're all over Race Service Instagram if you find them, but no worries. I know it's not easy.
Real quick, yeah.
What are you doing differently this year personally? You've been hitting the gym like every goddamn day, so you're not fat as you used to be. What's the point of that?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down on my my body fat percentage, so that's good, I guess. I wasn't really that fat, but I was just kind of not really in. I was kind of in shape, but not really. And then I don't know.
You were
I started to like lifting weights, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like a chore, you know what I mean? So then I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just keep doing this. More.
It's kind of a mental game for you though too. I mean, you see, there's not a lot of it in drifting, but you see like F1 drivers, like those dudes before season and all throughout, they are constantly physically getting fit. And granted, their bodies probably take a little more G's than your bodies, but still, I'm sure it's part mental game.
Yeah, for sure. It's of course mental game. I mean, if you're in good shape, you know, maybe you sweat a little less in the car, but the cool suits pretty much do a good job of that anyways. I think it just helps with a little bit of mental preparation or mental toughness. And not even in a physical way. I think it just helps you perform in a I don't even know what to call it. And I guess a heightened environment of adrenaline and
It gives you more clarity because I feel fat and stupid all the time now that I am less physically fit than I used to be, and like literally my mind feels.
Is that how it is? I can totally help you with that. You just got to commit to something, you know.
I don't have fucking time. Andy makes me do too much.
I know. How long were you on the road this last trip? Like 13 days or something?
I worked for approximately, I think, 20 days without a day off, and I wanted to fucking die. But I at least stayed fit.
I do that.
What's that?
I do the same, but I have to like work on cars and order parts and talk to a million people, and all you have to do is like hold the camera and point at shit.
And produce and direct and write and be a sound guy and be DIT and order Chipotle. You know how hard that gets, man. Have you ever ordered Chipotle for 11 people? Have you ever ordered Chipotle for 11 people and then 4 of the orders don't
Why would you do that?
Because
you're supposed to have an AD that does that, or fucking producer, or whoever the hell it is.
The producer's appendix exploded.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a problem.
It wasn't cool, man.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's showbiz, baby.
Yep.
Your time. No one else has gotten this much time, Tuerck.
Oh, am I taking up somebody else's time?
Yeah. Yeah, I said 5 minutes. You've got like 15 now.
Oh, well, I'll get off. I didn't know I was taking somebody else's time. I thought you guys just needed fill time.
No.
I didn't think you really even had anybody that wanted to be on the show.
We're a well-tuned, dialed show right now, and you're throwing it all off by demanding extra airtime, which I'm going to give to you because you're my friend. But I want you to know that you owe me one after this, okay?
Whose time am I taking then? Who's getting
the audience
the dust right now?
With the audience, first of all, because they have to hear you more than 10 minutes. And then also the next person who we're not going to reveal yet, but his name might rhyme with Hill and Dews, the young gun, okay?
Oh, shit. I know that dude.
Yeah. He's pretty
Yeah,
we're going to call...
Halen Dudes. I know that dude.
Hale and Dudes. He's probably still welding up his frame on his car, though, so we should probably get him done and over with. So I love you, Ryan. Yeah. I hope to see you at work tomorrow, and if I don't, then I'll see you Friday, I guess. Or see you...
I'll see you.
All right.
You'll see me, bro. You'll see me.
All right, cool.
All right.
Wait.
See you later, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Bucko. I didn't hear you much, but I'll see you soon.
Oh, it's fine. I'm in control of the show right now, so I have to be concentrated on the whole thing to not fall on me. So don't worry, all good.
Copy that.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Take care, buddy. Drive safe. All right. Let me see. Is he gone?
And now that it's already been spoiled, Hillen has not responded to my 5 minutes out text, but we'll give him a call anyways. And if he's not ready, we'll move on to the next.
Let's see. Let's bring him in.
And this is bad for us, and not it's good for the fans though. Is that we keep on having more people confirm for the show. So literally now everyone I've cast plus 1 or 2 have said yes. So we'll keep on letting it ride, man.
Want to remind people how to get tickets?
Yep. We're giving away 2 tickets to Formula Drift Long Beach on Saturday. If you or your friends would like those tickets, all you have to do is share yourself watching the episode, share this episode on, has to be Instagram. That's easiest for us to track. And just tag us. Tag Maximum Driftcast and say, hey, I'd like some tickets, or what about them tickets,
Where
my
them
dude?
ticks at, X at. Ooh.
Or give me them motherfucking tickets, or I'm gonna stab Paco the second I see him at
Hey.
Long Beach.
Okay, that person wins the tickets automatically. I don't want to
Yeah,
be stabbed.
I mean, if they threaten Paco, that's a trick.
Well, let's see.
Can I?
Yeah.
Are you calling the gentleman?
Yeah, phone is ringing.
Terribly sorry. Dylan Hughes is not in at the moment. You'll have to.
Fuck you,
sorry,
Colby.
coming, sir.
Get off the phone, Colby.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
That wasn't actually. That was
very good.
I guess Colby did a voicemail for him. I thought that was Colby doing a.
I thought, yeah, it was like a bit. Should we try again?
Yeah. No. Are we on voicemail?
No, I mean it hang up.
We could leave him a voicemail.
I don't. But it hangs up automatically, I guess.
Oh well. Well, he knows we tried to call. He knows we got to text out. Let's go to the next dude.
All right. I mean, if you want, just go look at him on his Instagram stories. He seems like he's doing.
Is he pretty busy?
Yeah, he's pretty busy, running all over the track like,
Yeah.
What do you call that? Ricky
Running
Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me dial the next guest. It's 555.
555.
65. I mean 69.
So this guest, I'm very excited to speak to because we're trying to get him on the show just before Long Beach, but we couldn't swing it. But we will hopefully get a hold of him shortly. And he's got a very special car that a lot of people are excited about. Some people are scared of.
Some people are hating it.
Hello?
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 Yes, who's this?
My name is Carrie.
Oh, hey, Carrie. Sorry, wrong number. We're trying to reach Travis. Is this Travis?
Okay. No.
All right. Sorry about that, Carrie.
Sorry. Bye.
Bye.
That was funny. Let's.
Oh my god.
That was actually. She was pretty nice. I mean, at least
she was really nice about it. I have considered being like, "Congratulations, Carrie, you've won," and then I didn't. Let me check that phone number.
Yeah, because I dialed it correctly. So do you want me to call the next one?
Oh, there's the problem.
Okay.
All right, try it again.
You fixed it?
I fixed it.
Okay. Sorry, Karen.
That was Dookie's favorite moment of all time. And he also said ignoring important podcast interviews is considered a Dill don't. From Dylan. Look, you either Dill do or you Dill don't.
That's one of my favorite episode names, by the way.
Yeah. Chat really likes it when we make mistakes.
Yeah.
So.
except when the mistake is the show.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
Is this Karen?
Not Carrie. We just apparently I thought the 7 in your number was a 1, and we just called the poor woman named Carrie, and we're like, "Hey," and then she's like, "Oh, hey." And then it sounded not like a Travis, but it wasn't a Travis. It was a Carrie.
Yeah, that's probably correct. It was not me.
What's up, man? How are things?
Things are good, dude. Just hanging out in California and chilling. Nothing exciting. Just hanging out for, no reason.
Nothing exciting other than
exciting going on.
The first electric car in Formula Drift. Not a big deal.
Oh yeah, that thing's kind of cool. I forgot.
Yeah, that's something.
How overwhelming is that? Like everybody asking you about the car. Like, are you like kind of like already over it, or are you like just loving to answer everybody's questions?
I mean, I talked a lot today.
Yeah, your voice sounds
a lot, but I talked a lot today.
Your voice sounds pretty deep, so we can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, let us know how you like the car so far. Have you done some laps already?
Yeah, I've driven it. It's pretty sweet, dude. It's definitely not normal, but it is. It's cool. It's definitely cool. It's rad. It makes good power. It drives good. It's crazy. I'll explain.
We wanted, so I definitely want to spend a full episode talking about it, but I mean, this is weird. It's different. It has instant torque. I imagine that it's not, tuned to be instant. Of course, you just don't want to smoke tires. But I mean, there's a whole barrel of worms, can of worms that I think we're opening up here when we have electric cars in FD now. And for whatever reason, when I wasn't there for the episode, but when they were talking, when Paco and Corey were talking to Kevin Wells, he seemed under the impression that you really couldn't tune these any more drastically than you could tune, at least from what I understood from it, like a regular gasoline motor. But I mean, I feel like electric motors, there's so much more potential for just programming power delivery and all that. Like, does it feel special? Does it feel better than a gasoline car?
It's hard to compare. It's definitely, all I can really say, it's different. The power delivery is just completely backwards from what I'm used to. And our management is very simple, very safe, very easy. There's nothing we can do that you can't do with like a standard Motec like M150.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing crazy, nothing like hidden. It's just a basic, simple, like easy, cool setup.
Yeah.
I guess
what makes it unique other than, I mean, just tell me what makes it unique, different than how you've driven something else?
I mean, the instant torque is pretty wild. It's basically you breathe on the gas pedal and the thing blows tires off. So that's, the throttle modulation is something to get used to. But in my eyes, that's just adapting your driving style with a change of a chassis. Like if you were go to like from an S13 to an E Series BMW, or like change a motor package, like a driver has to adapt to change to the driving style of that vehicle. And I just look at this as that kind of idea, you know?
So one of the things a lot of people notice is that the car has a clutch, but it doesn't have a shifter. So what's going on with that?
The clutch just kind of hangs out there. The pedal just kicks it.
So you never really like clutch.
What do you mean it kicks it? What is it actually doing?
Oh, it does nothing.
Oh, really? It's not. So there is.
So you are, for all real purposes, drifting it fully automatic. Nothing special to it.
Yeah, it's mainly just for my brain to keep the reflex for, like, so I don't get like, if I jump in a normal car, I'm not like losing that handbrake clutch pedal reflex. So we have everything in there. But
so every time you pull the e-brake, you just like tap on the clutch just for mental sanity. There's no actual separation of anything. Huh.
Yeah, no, not at all. I totally did that at first. Like, I was trying to like push my left foot to the floor, and it doesn't do anything.
So is there anything special
I'll get used to it.
Is there anything special that unhooks, or are you just for all real purposes drifting an automatic?
Yep.
So I mean, it's considered direct drive. So the motor, the electric motor, is connected directly to the drive shaft and to the diff. So when you let go of the gas, the gas pedal, the motor just free spins. So you can just pull the e-brake, and even the motor stops. So as soon as you let go of the e-brake, you push step on the gas, and it just gives power again. Like, it's.
Well, can you lock the wheels as if it is in neutral though? The second you let off gas?
No, it freewheels like the handbrake operation is just like a normal drift car.
Oh,
like everything operates standard. It doesn't do any funky like in and out of gear or any stuff like that. It kind of just like
But you have to
float. It'll float just like a normal car will.
But you have to let go of the gas, right? The gas pedal.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I bet if I held the gas pedal down and tried to lock it with the handbrake, I had no chance. That thing would probably just blow through it. But you'd want to like be off the throttle.
I have so many questions.
Yeah,
but
what is the torque on that thing?
I mean, we haven't dynoed it, but based on,
why would you dyno it? That seems like something you should do.
I mean, we didn't really need to.
Yeah, I guess.
Based on just like calculations, voltage, things like that, it should do like 800 foot-pounds, but it's at like immediate RPM.
East in the chat has a good question. He says, do you still do any sort of gearing changes for different tracks? Like, do you have a rear differential? Does it have a differential? I have
a quick change diff?
No, I mean, what's
it doesn't have a quick change. It has a differential though.
Yeah.
It's
welded.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
LSD.
It has an LSD. Yeah, it has a good LSD in it.
Is this shit still kind of secret? Are you guys not trying to let everyone know what you got going on under there, or are you gonna like have a full diagram of how it all works?
I mean, I don't know what the guy's plan is with the team, but I know what I can talk about, and I know what I shouldn't talk about.
Perfect.
Fair enough.
I mean, not that we're trying to hide anything, but there's just like
no, you
there's a
should
lot
hide
of
some
questions
shit
all at once. So
you guys are the first to do it, and if it's successful, everyone's going to try to copy you. So you should probably be a little bit secretive about it, because if you guys do well, then everyone's going to want to know, and everyone wants to know anyways. Because I don't know if you listen to our show regularly, but we've literally mentioned this car every episode for the past since however it was long ago it was announced. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, we're pretty excited regardless of how it performs, but we hope that it performs very well for you. Have you driven a Camaro drift car before?
No, I haven't.
How does it feel compared to your S chassis?
It's a longer wheelbase. It's like almost, it's similar to like a BMW E36 E46. The wheelbase is similar. It kind of steers similar. Because this is like the 6th gen chassis, so it's not the same. It's not the same as like the ones that Conrad and like ESSA, and it's not that same chassis.
That's good, because those ones kind of seem to run like pigs.
Yeah.
This one feels a little more nimble, hopefully.
This is the same platform as the both Cadillac ATSs, I believe. Things like Gamma platform or something like that, but it's a lot lighter and a lot stronger than the previous.
Yeah,
gen.
I heard that. I heard that it's similar to the ATSs, or the same. I really didn't break into the research, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's good, and we're just trying to develop. We're learning just as fast as everyone else is. We're trying to develop and make changes, and we have safety is the number one thing in our eyes as well with the car. So everything's developed around safety in mind and making sure that we're not like reckless or wild or stepping outside of our means. We're here to have fun and push the envelope as we feel and develop a kick-ass car.
You're in a very unique opportunity, and you're one of the few drivers campaigning a new car in FD this season. And we're super excited to see you drive out there. We know you did really well in Pro 2 and are a super challenger. Can't even talk. I'm a super challenged speaker. You're a super good driver, and you can definitely handle this car if anyone can. But we definitely have to do a full show with you soon after Long Beach. Soon after Orlando, whenever, just to unwind this. And hopefully, who at Napoleon should we talk to on the call as well, or anyone that just can give us some nerd facts about this shit? Not that you can't, but if we want a second person on the call.
Yeah, I mean, there's Joe. There's so many guys on the team that helped out with the build that are heavily involved. Like I wouldn't want to single anyone out over the other, because all the guys like busted ass, and they were just all hands on deck, and everyone was just awesome with building the car. So we have a fabricator, we have an electrical engineer, we have the people that handle different aspects of the car. So I don't know. We could probably figure out a way to get everyone to tether in at some point.
Awesome. Well, we'll figure it out soon, and we can't wait to get deep on the show with you about the car. We also can't wait to see what happens this weekend. You are definitely one of the biggest stories at FDLB, and we wish you luck in this brand new car, brand new style. It's insane. I can't even fathom it. It's nuts, man. Congrats, though.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like it's just now starting to set in, and I'm not used to this, but it's super killer. I feel super blessed and appreciative for the entire opportunity. So the guys at Napoleon, all of our partners, just blew me out of the water with all their support and enthusiasm to making this thing awesome and taking care of me. So can't thank all them enough.
All right. Awesome.
Well, good luck. We can't wait to see you Friday.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the call. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you in a couple of days, buddy.
Oh yeah.
All right, and bye.
Bye.
Dude,
He's either super fucked, or he's gonna be super successful, or he's gonna be anything in between those two.
I think
I'm not sure.
I think it's gonna be something in between, because like he said it, they're still experimenting, they're still developing, and
I never even thought about. I don't know. For some reason, I was so caught up in all the delivery methods and the just mapping of throttle and power delivery from electric motor that it didn't even cross my mind that it's more or less an automatic. For some reason, I was still thinking that transmission power delivery wise, it was still shifting. Like I didn't even think about the fact that it's a CVT or
more than that. Like I mean, it is direct drive. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, it's not even a CVT. There's no spooling. It's just direct drive.
But with CVT, there's still like the RPM still climb, and like with these one, I mean, obviously the RPMs go up, but they go up really fast, and you just kind of like just modulate it with the pedal.
I'm so curious to see this car drive. Like it is fascinating to me, and I really hope it does something weird in a good way. And I want to see him successful. But like, I am so curious. I want to know everything about it because first of all, we're not going to hear engine noise. I'm really bummed that the release video they did, they had loud ass music playing. I wish I could have given them some producer notes and be like, hey, let us hear your electric car. I want to hear its lack of noise.
That's the surprise we're gonna get at Long Beach.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was intentional, but
at the same time, I mean, like I've watched some Formula E, and you have like that.
I've seen it too. And
I mean, you guys had the Robo Race vehicle.
Yeah, but I think they intentionally. Well, I mean, those have. It's not gears, but it's got some chatter built in intentionally. I forget what it is exactly, but. By the way, before going to our next guest, we're going to go to our last one. I got a text message saying, oh, dang, was that you guys? So we'll call Helen one more.
All right, let's get him real quick. Back to let me get that number. 555.
555.
Keep the people entertained while I dial.
Hey, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my cream pie. No, is that how you say that?
That's a different one.
That's all I know about entertainment. No, sorry, I was trying to text the next person after that. We're really understaffed here. Sometimes I think that 3 people is too many for a podcast, but when we have multiple calls and when one of us isn't here, we immediately feel the strain of not having all people. Corey said that he had a very important meeting that he was at. And again, I believe it was a meeting with the Porcelain Throne. And I really hope he's done soon. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. You're doing a lot. You're doing Big Ball's job.
Yeah.
Yellow?
Oh, my God.
Hey! So I forgot that you had your voicemail as Colby being your manservant. And I thought it was you doing a bit for the show. And I responded to it like an asshole.
That's spectacular. Got you good.
Got you good.
Got him.
What's up, man? Are you still welding the cage in that BMW, or are you done?
Whew, not today, motherfucker. Not today. That was yesterday. That was 24 hours ago. But no, we just pulled up to the Blackout shop down in Costa Mesa. Was just chatting with Mr. Forsberg, talking about how his day went. Sounds like he had a stellar day. I had a stellar day. Nick's making noise on this 2JZ over there, and
that's all good.
Life is well as of right now.
Did you drive today?
Did I drive today?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went up to, we dished out on media day. I guess there was a bunch of drivers, so it wasn't a big deal if we didn't show up. I had never really driven the car on a track yet until today. So we were like, you know what? Maybe the streets of Long Beach is not a good idea for the very first day. Concrete walls on all sides. Like, maybe we'll just go to balcony at Willow Springs instead.
So you got to rip the car. Was this the first time ripping it, or did you have
ripped it? Yeah, very first time. Yeah, first time driving on the Achilles 285s. First time driving that car, and the second time ever driving an E46, which is pretty sick.
And I want you to not lie to me, because I'll know if you're lying. I've known you since you were a little boy. Is it better than your S13?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, you know, it's
telling the truth.
It's comparable, but it's not. You know what I mean? Yes, it's still a drift car, and yes, it still does sideways things, but it's different in many subtle and not so subtle ways. You know, everybody knows that BMW has a big long trailing arm on it, which gives it lots and lots of forward bite, which is sick. The front end on that car is a front steer rack instead of a rear steer rack like an S chassis. So slightly different geometry. The new Part Shop Max caster trail kit is feeling like rock solid. I was super pumped. It's got bump stocks.
Hello.
Hey, Paco, are you back?
Hey, yeah. I don't know what happened. The computer had a little hiccup. So
Are we still live?
we are still live.
Hey,
it's
so
just
yeah,
a-
we had a little hiccup during
There
the
he is.
draft
There he
last
Hey,
night
Paco.
with one of these streaming services. We've got a service that puts us on both Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and they decided to take a dump on us, unfortunately.
Well, apparently,
And,
because I was trying to show Dylan's Instagram, and as soon as
your computer couldn't handle all of his sick ass grams, dude.
the video was his overexcitement just took over, and the computer had a little bit of a hiccup, but we're back. It's all good.
Because Dylan, you've been heavily involved in the build of this car.
Yeah, absolutely. So we built it down at Huddy Motorsports down in San Diego. So I live up in Lake Elsinore, so that's like about an hour's drive. So I've been woofing it an hour each way every day, like literally every day for about 2.5 months now, which has been somewhat exhausting. But yeah, so we built it down there. My dad, luckily, he retired from the fire department at the very beginning of this year. So he's just, he's very, very heavily involved in the program. Even last year with my 240, like it's me and Dad. You know what I mean? So
he's one of the best.
We're absolutely thrashing on this car.
He's one of the best drift dads in the world out there, so I'm pumped that your dad's helping. I just saw Dayton out there, too. Dayton is hooking you up with his Dayton skills.
Yeah, Dayton's doing Dayton things. He's putting on 6 stickers and general shit talking, which is always good to have him around. I love that dude. He's actually going to be spotting for me this year, which I'm really pumped
for you? Oh, the Hughes brothers back at it again. Oh, and your race suit looks sick, too. It's actually well fitted. I feel like so many race suits look all dumpy and shit, but yours looks real good.
Yeah, no, pumped on it. So we went up to this Simpson, and they took 20 measurements, and it got awkward for a minute. He tried to touch me in weird places, but it was sort of satisfying in a weird way. But yeah, we got it all custom fit up and got some sick sponsor logos on it. And yeah, dude, my first custom fit suit, and I'm really pumped on it. Actually, I wore it around all day. We filmed a blackout episode with it and went around.
Yeah.
But I didn't give a shit.
So your story, for those that don't know you from previous episodes or from previous media, is one of my favorite ones because you're one of the few people that is newer in the sport than I am. And I've had the pleasure of following and being around for every step of your progression, from when you were just a little baby Forsberg team member to Pro-Am to Pro 2 to when we did Motegi Super Drift. Was that just last year that you kicked ass? It feels like it's been years that you kicked ass at Motegi Super Drift. So you got to get that time in at Long Beach. And so, I mean, I like the fact that you're taking caution with your brand new car that you've spent 3 months on building and not just going straight back to Long Beach. Because I'm pretty sure you would kill it there. But the Dylan that would take it to Balcony and not just take it to Long Beach feels like a more mature Dylan. And
I just think that it was just not the move. I mean, basically we got it off the dyno the day before yesterday. The car was running good. It made decent power, which was all good. We decided not to put the nitrous on it for this round just because we didn't actually think that it needs it for Long Beach being such a small track.
Yeah.
We got it off the dyno, and I asked the dyno guy, I'm like, hey, can I whip some shitties out in front of your shop? He's like, only if I can go with you. So shout out to Doone, my buddy Lance. He's super cool. So he jumps in the passenger seat. We give her a good rip up the street, and he's like, holy shit, man, I gotta get me one of these drift cars. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it kicked the serpentine belt off, so I lost power steering, which thank God that didn't happen at Long Beach, right? So after we did that, I was like, you know what? Maybe since that was the most terrifying thing I've ever done, and I was barely moving, maybe we shouldn't go and drive a concrete jungle track like Long Beach. So I was like, you know what? I hit up Kenan, and I was like, hey, dude, can we bail on media day? And he was like, yeah, dude, let me hit up Ryan Olfert. Hit him up, and they're like, yeah, dude, we got plenty of drivers. Just go and do your thing. It's a wise decision. So I was just, So we, my buddy Matt Turner, one of my crew guys, flew in today. So he jumped in the rig with Huddy and Deane, and those dudes cruised up there. And I left from Elsinore, and dude, we went up there and melted 4 sets of tires off and had an incredible day. It was just a definite win for once. You know what I mean? It's just been a long road on the build process. It just feels like thing after thing after thing, problem after problem, and now we finally had a good day. So I'm just like, yes! Like the Instagram video shows everything. Like, that was as raw as it gets. Like that's just me being stoked. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't wait to inspect your welds, and I'm sure they're going to look badass. And I can't wait to see what you do in Formula Drift Pro 1, man. It's been fucking awesome seeing you grow from, the stuttering dude on a Valvoline truck build garage who couldn't get a line out. And
oh, yeah, that was bad. Brake pads will ultimately.
Dylan and I spent about half an hour getting one line out for brake pads, and granted that didn't change his driving skills, whatever. It still was like this growing moment because now he kicks ass on camera, and I think that, dare I say, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with on track this year, and I think we're going to see you go up against some champions, and I think you might beat some champions. I don't want to toot your fucking horn, but toot hoot, you bitch.
No jinxing her. No jinxing her
now.
No, dude, I'm just pumped. Like, honestly, just even having the chance to go up against these dudes like Forsberg. I've been working with him for 5-6 years now, and
can't wait to
Tuerck, Vaughn, James Deane, all these guys, and now I'm just like gonna be sitting on the line with him. So it's just, I'm nervous as shit, to be honest with you. But whatever. That's
I feel like
we're just gonna go out there and have some fun and.
I feel like you handle the nerves well, though, and which is what's important. Is I see you get into the zone, you dial in, and you get into that the D zone, the Hughes zone. What do we got?
The D zone.
The D zone. But we saw you go up against a bunch of Pro 1 dudes at the Motegi Super Drift last year, and do extremely well. So I have no doubt you're gonna do very well at this event, and if not, then other events to come. But good luck, dude. I'm super excited to see your car, and super excited to see my baby boy in Pro 1.
Aww.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, dude. We need all the luck we can get, but we'll do what we can. I'll do my best, I promise.
Sick. We'll see you Friday.
All right, boys. Chat with you later.
Take care, buddy.
Later.
It's, dude, they grow
really,
so quick.
What's that?
They grow so fast.
I really am maybe most excited to see Dylan this year because I think that he has such an incredible amount of skill and determination that he will be a massive contender, if not this year, then the next and the next. But I think it could be this year. He is a damn good driver, and he's that beautiful grassroots story of being nurtured and mentored under the 3-time champion, and then growing up in his own car and then having to do shit on his own, and then he's still here and he's going strong. It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of like the perfect example of like the dream coming true, right?
Mm-hmm. But he's worked so hard for it. It's
not given.
Yeah.
We are ringing, and let's see if this gentleman picks up. He's known for being very, very excited to the point of taking apart his vehicle and grabbing parts into the podium.
What?
Who
is this unknown caller?
This is
hold on a second. Let me just real quick. Hello, I'd like to know about if you are ready to renew your automotive warranty coverage. Your warranty is about to expire, and I'd like to let you know that if you let me know now, I'll renew your warranty. Just tell me your credit card number right now.
Sweet, I'll take 2 of them.
Double warranty action, Jeff. That's the most exciting way to go.
What's going on with you guys, man?
What's going on with nothing's going on with us? We're just talking to FD drivers because it's about to be Formula Drift Long Beach, and we heard that you might be at FD Long Beach doing some FD stuff. Is that true?
What? Is that happening soon?
That's
I've been chilling.
Jeff, this is why we call you. You give us this candor and this honesty that we don't find in others. You are not even aware that it's Formula Drift Long Beach this week, and I'm really happy.
In 2 weeks, right? I got like 3 more weeks.
I'm really happy we called you to let you know that Long Beach is coming up in literally 3 days now. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I should take the tarp off my car and hose her down?
Hose her down. Hose the old girl down if you can, because we're about to start the fires.
Dude, it sounds like you've
ready, man.
It sounds like you've been drinking way too many docks, man. That you're like crashing down or something.
Nah, man. I'm just over here working, slaving away at some things.
What's
Hey, interesting note. Really happy that Pat Goodin spilled the beans earlier about this Hans device thing.
Yeah. Did you fuck that up too?
I had no freaking clue.
Dude, I want to take a tally and do like some sort of memorial on our page tomorrow of like these are all the names, and then play like in the arms of an angel. In the arms of an angel.
If I'm not driving, that's why.
All the drivers that had overnight Hans devices. Well, hopefully someone can loan. I wonder. There's probably going to be at least a couple of loaned Hans devices in the pits tomorrow or on Friday. If some overnight. If you all ordering Hans from Summit Racing, or where'd you get
musical Hans devices just trading back and forth?
Oh man, I don't even remember where I got mine from originally. So
what do those things
I
cost?
don't know. I think it was like $800 or something.
Oof. That's a nice
unexpected
expense.
I think you can just like.
I wasn't ready for that.
I would just grab like a toilet seat, put around my shoulders and strap that. You know.
Are they useless after the code is done? Like obviously, someone could wear it in grassroots that doesn't require Hans and just still wear it for their own personal safety because it still probably works pretty well after the date.
You feel like a princess when you're wearing them.
You look like a princess.
You are a princess, Jeff. You are our princess.
But I think what I'll do is I'll just like I'll let Pat go, right? And then I'll borrow his Hans, and then I'll go, and then I'll let the next guy behind me borrow it, and we'll just keep passing the one guy around.
The town bicycle.
So we'll just go one at a time.
Sam, I just got an idea. We should start a rent-a-Hans business.
Rent-a-Hans. Well, in 5 years, just set a reminder. Hold on, I can do this. Hey Siri, remind me in 5 years to start a rent-a-Hans business. Oh shit, I gotta go back.
That's pretty good. Pretty smart.
Remind me in 4 years and 10 months to start a rent-a-Hans business, so I can rent Hans devices to all the Formula Drift drivers that are gonna once again forget to renew their Hans.
That's a thing. That's a real thing right there.
I added a rent-a-Hans business. I got a route to die remind me in 4 years and 10 months instead of a Hans business, so I can read all devices on the formative drivers that are going to once again forget to renew their horns too. Your reminders.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's about right.
All I heard was she was going to have diarrhea. And
yes. So it happens. That worked well. Jeff, what is up with your car? What is up with your team? Are you pumped? Are you excited? Are you prepared? Tell us all the juice.
Pumped and excited and all that gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was listening to the show earlier. I like how, Ryan's telling about how all the teams are super prepared and ready to go. And I'm just like, yeah, there's probably 5 guys that are super prepared and ready, and another 20 that are freaking out and working hard as they can't.
I mean, everyone's freaking out.
The ready teams were at media day. Where was the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, what have you changed that makes your car less ready?
I didn't really change much. Same motors, same supercharger, all that's ready to go.
Why aren't you ready?
I did a lot of work. On my S14 that I sold to a Pro 2 driver that's going to be competing this year.
Nice.
So that's kind of where I spend a lot of my time. But no, my chassis is ready. We're ready to go. We got it all wrapped up. She's looking pretty. We're gonna be doing some stickers tomorrow night, putting all the logos on.
Are you doing a new livery?
Yeah, we released that earlier today.
Oh, I think I missed it.
I tagged you in it, huh? It's on the Drink Doc Instagram page. You can see it. So if you shoot over to their Instagram, you can see what the new livery is going to look like, and I'll probably post up a picture of it tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You did a teaser. That was mean.
teaser, bro.
Yeah, okay, now I see it. That looks cool, bro. Nice, good job.
What can we expect?
I like it. It's pretty cool.
What can we expect from Jeff Jones this season? Last season, I feel like, was kind of a very transformative season for you, a very exciting one to watch you. What is in store for this season?
Yeah, well, I think you're going to see a lot more sauce.
A lot more sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I've already got a pallet full of all the Doc stuff, and I'm working on some Jack Daniels, so we're going to have Doc bombs all year long.
Doc bombs,
and,
sauce.
Doc bombs. But being the second year in the chassis, worked with Parts Shop Max a lot last year, and we were able to develop a lot more. They already had it dialed in, but I broke a lot of things, and I showed them what could break when you let someone like me drive it. So they fixed all those problems. so I won't have like cracked subframes anymore. Any of the little problems that it had, that's ready to go. And they developed the rear dynamic toe for the rear of the car. So definitely more grip, more bite, more hauling ass. So I'm definitely ready to not be scared at Long Beach, because last year it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
kind of like Matt Phil was saying earlier. I think when you watch both of our runs, neither one of us tapped the wall, and it was kind of just like an easy peasy run, and that's really not neither one of our driving style. So I think this year it's definitely going to look a lot more comfortable. I've already been practicing my 360s, so I think I'm ready.
Yeah. The judges reward those kindly.
Oh yeah, they do.
All I need to know is, do you have the tools ready to rip off that supercharger and bring it up to the podium?
I've got a spare, bro. She's going to be ready.
She's gonna grab the spare. Smart.
That's not
Yeah,
part of the fun, though, man. You got to take that Edelbrock supercharger and pull it off and take it on the podium. That's part of the deal. It has to be the one off your car. It doesn't matter how hot it is.
I can do that. I will do that. Definitely if I'm on the podium, we're ripping this thing off.
That's
we're
the
taking it up there.
All right, can't wait, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us, Jeff. We can't wait to see you guys Friday, and we'll do some Fortnite dances together.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down to battle. Still waiting for Corey's battle. I don't know where he's at, but
yeah,
ready to battle him.
Good luck with that.
He's locked in an epic battle with Cheesy Gordita Crunch right now.
Tuerck. He needs to get his practice on. And so you guys need to do at least 10 more shows before I got to make my drive on April 19th to go to Orlando, because I don't know what else I'm going to listen to, because I'm already all caught up.
Did you already listen to our drift draft yesterday?
Yes, I messed up. I've listened to all of them, and it's like I need.
You listened to our 4-hour episode yesterday?
No, not the whole damn thing.
Okay.
I will have to go back and forth.
Okay.
I was wrenching. It's one of those things. That's one that I can probably re-listen to, because I was working at the shop and it's like welding and shit. So
it
that's something I can go back to and actually hear.
It's probably a good opportunity for you to also go check out some of the old school ones, like episode 1 and 2, where we're just like yelling over each other and.
Oh, I know episode 1 where Jarrett's just drunk the whole time.
Oh, that's not...
One of the best.
Well, no, episode 1
I thought the whole show was about. I didn't even know it was about drifting. I just thought it was about being drunk on the radio.
Episode 1 was Forsberg. Jared was like probably like 2
Was
or
it?
3 or 4. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well that's the first one I ever watched, was the one with Jared, and he was drunk ass.
Forsberg has always
okay.
Forsberg's always been nice enough to be my tester for literally every new thing that we try to do. So he was the unfortunate victim of our first episode. And I would recommend to no one, if you're listening now and you haven't listened to our first, I'd say 10 to 30-ish episodes, probably don't, unless you're a big fan of the show. But if you like the show, then go for it, man. I guess you might not like it anymore. But
And by the way, before letting Jeff go, just want to give him a big thank and a round of applause big thank and a round of applause because Jeff is like he's been our Patreon for quite a while. He's still one of our patrons. Yeah.
Jeff, still Patreon. I'm still hoping I'm going to win an AM filter at some point.
Have you not yet?
No, I haven't won one yet. I'm waiting for free tickets or an AM filter. I'm waiting.
You want free tickets?
We have some. We have some stickers.
Yeah, Formula E doesn't give us tickets. We got to buy everything.
Yeah, that is true.
We got to pay them, bro.
I did have to buy my girlfriend's ticket, so Paco, do you mind if I just get this ticket?
Sure.
We're giving away one free ticket for you and no friends to go to FD.
It's gone. That ticket's gone.
Yeah, that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you. We can't wait to see you this weekend. Good luck to you and your team.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Guys, don't get too wild.
Yeah, we'll try.
We'll try not to.
Yeah. All right, cool. Now I can turn my radio back on.
Sick.
All right, buddy. See you later, man.
You interrupted my Pandora station. I've been listening to a lot of Irish music to get ready for James and Peter.
Woo! I like it.
Yeah, for all you guys who have Pandora, listen to what is it? Another Irish drinking song.
Flogging Molly's, Drunken Lullabies.
Oh, it's good. It's so good. It's getting me through the long work hours.
I love it.
All right, guys.
All right, buddy. See you later, man.
Bye.
Bye. I think Jeff needs to drink more Doc, man. He was very, very tame.
That was pretty tame as far as the Jeff scale is concerned, and he was still pretty wild. That dude's got some fire in him. But speaking of fire, our next phone call I would say that they have one of the most en fuego corazón.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if I can dial this one. Let's see.
And hopefully that they will pick up because they were holding on the line for us. I said we'd call them around 9. It's around 9:30.
Oh wait,
And
so are we skipping? Okay.
Look at the list. Look at the
Yes.
list, Paco.
Okay, I'll just have to start over my dialing. I wish the dialing tone had auto-tune. All right, it's ringing.
Oh, how I miss these faces.
Hey.
You answered it. One ring. It was like one ring and you picked up.
Did I? One ring? Yeah. Well, I have my phone in my hand and I've been listening to you guys. So I've been waiting. I am going to smush your faces so hard. I miss you guys like crazy. I'm so excited to catch up. Yay.
Well,
how are you?
We are just fine. We're very excited that it's Drift Week again. We, of course, have the pleasure of speaking with Laurette Nichols.
Yay!
She is one of the voices of Formula Drift. She's the on the track and the grid correspondent and great friend of the show. And we're very happy to have her on the line. And you were at Media Day today, and I'm sure you have probably some of the most intelligent and journalistic insight into what went down and what to expect from the 2019 season.
You guys, honestly, this Media Day was one of the best days I've ever had with FD. And I came in and everyone, it's so cool. Like everyone is so excited and it's like everyone feels refreshed. And so everyone is, it feels that way. And everyone hugs and says Happy New Year and, full of smiles. And it felt like the teams that were there were so prepared and so ready to just go into battle. And it was exciting. It was exuberant. Like, I think 2019 is going to be one of the best seasons that we have ever seen. And there's so much prep that teams have done in the off season that they're ready. And there was a couple of my favorite things that happened today. I was walking up to JTP and I think the camera caught him, but you could see JTP just kind of strolling and he had this air about him like, yeah, dude, I'm ready. Like, I know the Mustang's ready. I know it's ready to go. We talked to Odie. Odie's wife, Amy, who is brilliant and hardworking, she just had their second child, Adam, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Amy is also Formula Drift Spotter of the Year for 2 years in a row.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. And so with Amy having baby Adam, she can't be at Long Beach. And so Odie's brought in a new spotter for him, so he has to learn. But Amy gave him a message right before he hit the track, every single battle. And because Amy can't say it now, Odie had it made into a sticker and put on the inside of the windshield. So when he's at the start line, like before that light goes green, all he has to do now is look up at that sticker and he hears his wife's voice. And I just thought, this is amazing. This is what makes our drivers so unique and so personable and so incredible. And I feel like Media Day is, it gives us a bigger opportunity to kind of be a little bit goofy, a little bit silly, but tell those really personal stories. So today was just so much fun. And Federico brought out his son, is what he said.
Rocco.
Rocco, he brought out Rocco. So Rocco is, he's not a pit bull. What is he? English Bulldog?
English Bulldog. I think he's Italian, though.
Whatever. He is a white, chubby, short little guy who flew from Italy into Long Beach, and he was laying in the trailer, and, we got to introduce him to everyone, and he was so fun. And Federico was just ready, and he's setting these really amazing, not standards, but goals. And so he wants to get into grade 8 for Long Beach. And I think that's amazing. I think that's totally rational and makes a lot of sense. And I think he's going to do it because he's ready and he has a year under his belt. And
I heard that he was dealing with some car issues a little bit though today, and we may or may not hear from him in a minute. But did he seem to overcome those issues?
You know what? He was really calm. He knew exactly what the problem was. They threw a belt, and so they were talking about how he's using nitrous now, and he's not quite sure if maybe that was part of the problem. So yeah, I would definitely recommend talking to him about that and getting like the exact scoop, because
full scoop.
I interviewed everyone today, and so there was a couple of things that stuck and a couple of things that didn't. But Fede is just, he's so positive, and he's such a great ambassador for the sport because he fights and he just gets up every time and he learns, and he's so excited about Long Beach. And there wasn't anyone that I talked to that wasn't excited. I'm just trying to think about the drivers that stood out in my mind.
Obviously not everyone was there today, and it's easy to say that you think that James Deane will be a contender, or Forsberg will be a contender, or whoever else will be a contender. But what stood out to you? Was there anyone there today that I mean, it's weird to say that. I think everyone's a contender this year, of course. But what stood out to you more than anything? Is there something that is like a specific insight that we would not have gained by not being there?
I liked JTP's swagger. I liked Matt Field's confidence. It wasn't cocky. He was...
Oh, that's weird. He's always cocky.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He
we just had him 30 minutes ago, and like the show got super cocky.
Okay.
He's so funny. He's such a character, though,
Yeah.
And, he was so psyched because he has a year of experience under his belt now. And I think Matt Field is going to do great things. I'm so excited for Pat Goodin. He's nervous, which I think is tremendous, because it means that this still means so much to him.
But this is a make or break year for him, I think. I think if he doesn't do well this year, it'll be the last. And I know he has the opportunity to do well, and he's kind of been in subpar cars in the past. And I really am excited to see him in a properly set up car, because I think he will do really well.
Me too. Yeah. And what a big kid of Matt Field, right? He's driver and team owner now. And this is a brand new challenge for him. So I think that's incredible.
I keep on seeing just signs of Vaughn-ism in Matt. I think that he is the next generation's kind of RTR that he's building here, and it's really cool to see that he's building this empire, and he's doing it at a much younger, earlier stage than Vaughn. I think too is that it's very different looking than Vaughn. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that he is pulling in different drivers and helping out on multiple cars that aren't even on his team, so to say, but he's hustling super hard, which is not surprising, but it's really interesting to see him come from, because he got into the sport pretty late in the game as like I did, is only maybe 5-7-ish years ago now, but it's he's grown so fast and so far to be now a big, would you call him a team owner? I don't know, but he's a team owner. I don't know the specifics.
No, he's a team owner.
Yeah.
No, I asked. Cool. I clarified. I just wanted to make sure that was it. That was the right thing to call him. And you know who also I think maybe people are underestimating, but they shouldn't, is Ken Gucci. He has also transitioned into team owner. So team owner and driver, and he is talking a lot about how he's heavily involved in every step in the build, and any kind of adjustments. And so today at Media Day, I asked him, does this give you an opportunity to connect more with the car? And he said, yeah, actually, now I know, what the car is supposed to be doing in this corner and here. So I think Ken is a force to be reckoned with this year, for sure.
I had no idea about that. I thought it was still status quo for Ken. That's really cool to know.
Yep.
Did you get to
so
see? Sorry, go on.
Well, he was talking about how he made the decision last year to go into becoming the team owner and things. He's just been working nonstop on the car with the team and getting it ready.
And then finally, I have two more questions. I guess first, who impressed you most on track driving wise? I know you obviously couldn't see every run because you're hustling in the pits and all that, but from what you saw either in the Instagrams or personally, who drove the best at media day, which is not necessarily an indication of who will drive the best this weekend, especially because not everyone's there, but who looked the most prepared?
I would have to say, like one of those like Jared DeAnda woos that you're watching and you're just
an
like,
O doctor,
woo!
as it were.
Yeah, like an O doctor, one of those moments. Definitely for me, I loved watching Vaughn and Chelsea line up together.
Yeah.
And so, they've made a lot of adjustments. They've shaved off 200 pounds off the car. They have 1,200 horsepower on tap, which I think is ridiculous.
Which is literally 300 to 400 more than they've had in previous years. And when I was on the team, they were still, it often complained about being underpowered because they're one of the last NA-powered teams on the grid. And with no nitrous, no turbos, no superchargers, no nothing. And I guess this year they're like fed up with it. They're not going to do that anymore. So it's really exciting to see that they are now on par and on par plus power-wise.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, look at these monsters that they've created with these Mustangs. And I think Chelsea was really relaxed. Vaughn just came back from vacation. And so I think he is in the right mindset. I feel like he is rested, which is really important because a lot of these guys have been traveling nonstop and they've been crossing the globe. And so when you're looking at them, full in the face, you can see the jet lag in some of the drivers and you can see the exhaustion. You're like, I hope the best for you. Get some rest. But
or
with
like
Vaughn and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Vaughn and Chelsea both, they're like, yeah, we got this. There's a quiet confidence with Chelsea, and I feel like Chelsea just lets his driving do the talking for him. He doesn't have a lot to say, which is clearly the opposite of his really amazing boss. But, Vaughn is a terrific storyteller. And, I think those two are going to be great. And I hate to be really boring, but Peter Vinchek and James Deane, unbelievable on the track today. Like, they just felt at home. They felt comfortable immediately. They remembered everything. The muscle memory of the Long Beach course came back to them in a second.
Well, I still have a feeling that it's going to be everyone else versus them. And I mean that in not a mean way or like not a like people are ganging up on them like socially way. I just mean that they are the ones to beat right now. And even though Peter was, what was his place in 2018? Peter was third in 2018. I mean, people don't have as big of a target, I would think, on Aasbo's back. I think Aasbo is kind of still, the underdog at this point. We know that James and Peter are the upper dogs. Is that what is the opposite of underdogs? They're the upper
Up
dogs.
dog?
Yeah, they're the up dogs. Wait, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? I would agree. But this is impossible to put a number to, right? Because you have James, you have Peter, you have Freddie, you have Forsberg, you have Tuerck, you have Ken. I'm gonna put $1 on Ken. I think Ken is going to do amazing things this year, and I think he's really going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's so hungry. I think he's ready. I think things are really lining up for him.
And then finally, Laurette, before we let you go to bed, sorry for keeping you up, but it's been a really exciting call, and you sound so excited still, and we're very excited to do all this with you. But what are you personally most excited about? This is your fifth?
5.
5 years.
5, Sam.
What are you most excited?
This is my year number 5. Can you believe it?
You're 1/3 of a quinceañera at FD.
Oh my goodness. Look
What
at
are
me, such a big girl.
You're a big girl now. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What are you most
Thank
excited
you.
about in your 5th year at FD?
Oh my God, what an impossible question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be honest?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't.
Be honest.
Nope.
Lie to
Just
me.
lie through your teeth, lady. Don't even say. I love Long Beach so much. I think Long Beach for me is my favorite round because everyone has a clean slate. Everyone comes in believing and, to a point knowing that they could be champions. And I know it's a long season and everyone has to go round by round, kind of battle by battle, really, so they don't get completely overwhelmed. But God, going into Long Beach, the energy, the friends, like the hugs, the storytelling, the everything about Long Beach just keeps me going. I love it. I love everything about it. I was so happy to be back in the pits and hear the cars running and, getting the scoops and seeing the smiles. And honestly, we just have one of the best sports in the world. And I know everyone, is involved in their own little bubble and whatever their little sport is, and everyone says it. But honestly, I have been so fortunate in my career to have a bunch of different jobs and to be surrounded by a bunch of different athletes, like professional baseball players and, X Games athletes. Formula Drift, you guys, we have some of the best human beings on the planet involved in the sport. And to be involved in this and to be able to tell their story is, like I said today, Ryan Sage caught me a little off guard. And I love Ryan Sage so much. I think he's one of the most tremendous human beings I've probably ever met. He caught me off guard and said thank you to me for, joining the broadcast for the last 5 years. And I just thought, well, God, like, you've had my back since day number one. Thank you for bringing me in and letting me experience all of this. And it's just one of the greatest honors of my life, really, to be able to tell these stories and to bring that inside line to the fans and let them know what kind of humans their favorite drivers are. So everything about Long Beach excites me. Everything about Formula Drift. I know, and that's so lame.
No, but you still give me chills in what you say and how you say it, because it's about the rebirth. Is that every year in Irwindale we all kind of die, and we're not sad about it because it's time, because we've all worked so hard and it's time to rest. Yep. But then the off season rebuilds and rebuilds and rebuilds, and now we're just there. We're ready. We're ready. Mm-hmm. The drivers are ready. The teams are ready. Everyone's ready. And we're going to get the first blood of the weekend out, and it's going to be a joyous moment for some. It's going to be a sad moment for others, but it is the beginning, and it's going to be exciting, and you're going to be there documenting it in the pits, on the grid, all over the track, really.
Yeah. And, it's one of those crazy things where I think a lot of people don't really know that I'm listening to Jared and Ryan in my ears and trying to listen to what's going on in the track, because I'm so far back in the hot pits that I can't see the battles. So I'm running up and down the hot pits trying to watch the big screens or listen to Jared and Ryan. And then I'm also trying to get my guys who just won their last battle.
Yeah, that is crazy that I don't think about it that much, but it's you don't actually see what you're talking about a lot of the time because they're too busy running around in the pits. I mean, I know Corey got to experience that when he filled in for you at St. Louis last year, but I think that was one of his first things that he said is you're constantly, as a reporter, it's your job to report on things that you're only hearing about as they happen, because the track is over there and you're over here getting the last story out, which is much respect to the job.
Yeah, well, thanks. And, it's challenging and it's amazing, but I have this really incredible team backing me and supporting me. And so, without Jeff Harper and Tim and Ryan Sage and Jim and Jared and, you guys, like, Sam, I'm constantly texting you like, hey, if you have anything to tell me, let me know what's happening, what's going on. And But it takes a village, and I just go into FD with a huge grateful heart and can't wait for Friday.
Well, I can't wait to see you, and if you see Laurette
Yeah,
in the pit.
I'm gonna smush your face.
Oh,
so hard.
God.
I'm so excited.
Aw.
Paco,
Yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze you guys.
Oh, my
your
God.
faces, and I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for taking time and get
Can't
to
wait.
bed, you party animal. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Girl, I know. Poor old girl. I know.
Well, thanks. Awesome
right,
to talk to
guys.
you.
Hey,
Talk to you soon.
see you soon,
Okay,
Laurette.
thank you so much. See you guys. Bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.
So we only have a few dudes left, and the next one that you should try calling is the next one on the list. He hasn't confirmed in a few hours. Hopefully he's still awake. I imagine he's smothered in pizza. And someone of his similar name on top of him snoring loudly, or we will not hear from him, and we will then have to talk to the two that have confirmed, our final two.
I hope I get the number wrong again.
Oh, God, I hope you call Charla? Sharon? Was it Sharon?
Carrie?
Carrie? It was Carrie.
Carrie.
Karen? Carla? Steve?
Jason?
Joey G already called it. This is from saying pizza and similar name. You already figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey's here watching. He's not on the show,
Oh, yeah,
though.
of
That's
course.
weird.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks for joining us, Corey. Just trying to fill the airwaves here while Paco's calling, so I got no one else to talk to while Paco tries to focus on the number.
You've reached the voicemail system.
Oh,
If you have
there
a
you go.
mailbox on this system, press star. To leave a message for someone, enter their 10-digit phone number now.
Whoa, I can't even leave a message?
Well, I guess
Let
it's
me
not...
make sure that number is correct.
Yeah, let's double check that.
And 555. Yep, that's right. 555. Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's his number. That's all good. Let's move on down to the next boy because
Let's go to
he,
the
I
next
know, is
one.
very excited to talk. And Laurette just mentioned him heavily at the very beginning of her jam
All right,
session.
let's try this. 555.
55.
55. 69.
Corey, did you? Corey's in chat right now. How did it all come out for you? Did it go well, or was it challenging? You tell me.
It's ringing.
It's ringing.
Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello?
Buongiorno.
It's buonasera now.
Ah, dang
Now
it.
it's buonasera. But it's good anyway.
It's still
What's up?
good. What's up, man? We just got off the phone with Laurette, and you mentioned that you've got a beautiful baby boy named Rocco here with you.
Yes. Yes, Rocco today enjoyed all the mood of the paddock at Media Day. It was so fun. He was controlling and checking everybody.
And if you didn't already know by the beautiful accent, we are speaking with Federico Sceriffo.
Sceriffo.
Is that how I say it? No, I say
It's a Sceriffo, bro.
Sceriffo.
It's a Sceriffo, bro. Yes. How are you?
Oh, yeah, the
How are you
Sheriff.
guys?
We are
It's really
fantastic.
cool. I was following before. I just got back to work like 10 minutes ago because you distracted me with your awesome podcast. You see?
Thank you. Merci. Oh no, that's wrong.
No, that's right.
That's
Don't worry.
French. Oh my God, really, guys.
We're gonna get it one day.
Really. You're really testing. You're testing me tonight. I'm working on Fiorella right now, and you tell me merci to an Italian man. No problem.
So you're working on Fiorella, your Ferrari 599 right now, but more importantly, are you working on making that spaghetti for this weekend?
Yes, of course. You already have your spaghetti alla carbonara waiting for you. So I mean, don't panic.
That was really good.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Fiorella? We heard from our other friends at the track that you were popping some parts on, taking some off. What's the deal with the car today?
So I have no more explanations because we did the 2 days on the dyno, and of course dyno is a thing, testing is another thing, but 2 days on the dyno, guys. I mean, I tested everything of it, temperatures, taking out the best from her, but in a safe way, putting her under torque, doing all the partial throttle work. That's all dialed in. She didn't say anything. Then I went for a quick test. Yesterday, everything was good. Today, first lap, she teared off the belt like it was nothing, And I mean, all the stuff in it is aligned. So you want a news? You want a news?
Yeah.
Since we are on live, you want a news?
Yep.
I'm going NA, ethanol, and NOS.
What?
That's it. I told you. I'm shoving the blowers in the trash tonight. I'll do a video.
Like for
I'm not joking. She
for
doesn't have the
good?
blowers anymore. She's not supercharged anymore. I'm fed
What?
up. NA, like mommy made her. Now it's all on my, no more excuses. I want to drive, guys. I'm fed up of putting belts on.
like mommy made her with nitrous though.
Bravo, with a little bit. We're in America. I mean, America. Ethanol and a bit of nitrous. She's always an Italian lady, but
yeah. I imagine you have to get a retune for that, right? Or are you gonna raw dog it?
No, today you don't know what I did, man. I took off the blowers, I put the filters, on the intake, closed a few tubes and just send it, and tried it NA directly today.
Did it work?
Unfortunately, it did work. Of course, she was really rich, so and I was on TeamViewer with the tuner, but I prefer doing things on the dyno, and I didn't even turn on the NOS today because I couldn't tune it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But by Friday, you plan to have a tuned-up NA with NOS Ferrari.
I'm going on the dyno in an hour.
In an hour, okay. So good.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I must.
And is this motor the same motor as last season, or do you have a newer, better, different motor?
Have a new, better, different motor that I wanted to wait a little bit longer, but I think one season is enough per engine. So we were already ready with it last year. We dynoed the car, and I think she has a head gasket a little bit weak. So we decided to put in the spare engine to start the season fresh. We gave a little bit more boost. Everything was fine. NOS. Actually, we over torqued the dyno.
I saw that.
So,
that was awesome.
That's fully torqued.
So it was funny. Yeah. Reduce the torque immediately. It said, I said, yeah. When you over torque an American dyno, it means it's serious, guys. It's serious.
That's pretty badass.
I'm curious to see. To be honest, NA, ethanol, and NOS, what she has, and I just want healthy horsepower that I can use all the weekend and just drive. You know?
I'm looking forward to seeing that car driven 10 out of 10 rather than you trying to fight with its engine and its power and all that stuff. So I bet it'll be
exactly.
Better.
Yeah, man, it's time to enjoy what I most like in my life.
Yeah,
my job.
We got
that's why I just.
We got a super chat from our friend of the show, Paul Vlichkov, that wants to know. He says, "Fede, so glad you're back for another year," but he wants to know if Simona is still on the team.
It's funny because today it was like, "Hey, Fede, nice to see you, man. Is Simona around?" Yes, she's around. She's confirmed all season. I mean, really. Sorry for the bad words, but it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, she's as much of a mascot of the car as you are, or as Rocco is. She's part of the team.
Absolutely. She's on board from day one. Yeah,
we love the Italian. We love the Italian team that showed up at FD last year, and we're excited to see the Italian team at FD this year. Honestly, I don't care about all this car bullshit you've been talking about. I just want to eat that spaghetti again because that was really delicious track spaghetti.
Spaghetti's there, man. Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry. Actually, tomorrow is the day of the supermarket. So we can do it. That's why it tastes kind of homemade, because it's trailer made. It's not homemade.
Pretty
but
close.
Still, it's pretty close. Yeah.
Well, we are so pumped to see you back for another season, and a car more refined. I'm sure a driver more refined. There's no open fuel lines in the wheel well, right, Fetty?
No, don't worry.
All right,
They're
cool.
pretty far away.
Just checking.
Okay.
Just making sure
Yeah.
we want you
Don't
to
worry.
start. We want you to start pretty hot, but not that hot.
Not that hot. Okay. I mean, I just personally, my soul will be on fire. Okay, that's it.
In
I'll stop
fuego.
there,
Fuego.
okay?
In fuego.
Fuego. Va bene.
Fiorella.
We can't wait to see you guys on Friday, and thanks for taking the time today.
Me too. It's always a big pleasure. Thank you for the call, and I get back with my head down to give you the best this weekend. Okay.
Sounds good, buddy. See you
Awesome.
soon.
We'll see you pretty soon, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Hey, talk to you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Thanks, buddy.
Ciao. Yeah, just like Laurette said, he's pumped. He's all energetic. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm really excited that he's back. Obviously, Long Beach was a rough time for him last year, and he came back from that after half the car burned down.
Imagine
And,
like
I'm super pumped
the
that,
PTSD.
Yeah, but he's gonna be driving a lot better this season. I'm pumped to see him.
Should we
And,
try-
I mean, the car made too much power before, and it looked like he was like feathering the throttle through the entire track. I bet he'll be happier now. He's got smaller wheels. He's got less power, but I think it'll be a more dialed car. It's still a big car, which is going to be tough at FD-LB, but I think he'll do great.
He already lowered. He went to 18-inch wheels now, and he's also on a different tire. So
Yeah.
it seems like it's on a better setup than what it was before. So
it'll be a better year for him. But again, I'm just really concerned about that spaghetti in the pits, because that was really good spaghetti in the pits.
It was
It
very
was
good.
so tasty. It came at the right time. I was starving.
Yeah, Simona did a good job with that carbonara.
So I think, Paco,
Yes.
we just have one more boy that we want to talk to.
One more. First and
It's
last.
been somehow we managed to do another 3-hour show. It's not that surprising, because this is such an exciting week for us. And Long Beach is going to be an incredible
Yeah, we're
time.
at-
Yo.
Oh, one ringer Forsberg. Picking up the phone all fast.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Well, nothing. I might have been pre-warned that a bunch of dorks are going to be calling me, so just kind of sitting around waiting.
There's only 2 dorks, and who would warn you of such a thing?
No, I was literally just reaching in my pocket, and like you guys happened to be calling, so there you go.
Oh, it's like, okay, whatever. You were
Yeah,
waiting
so-
for it. No, we're very excited to. I believe you're going to end the show with us, which is only fitting, because you've begun so many things. You were on the first episode of the podcast, and now we're going to end the FDLB special with you. And I'm pretty fucking excited, dude. It seems like you are pumped about your car, and it seems like you might have a car that will be working with you instead of against you.
Dude, the thing is a freaking ripper. It was like, the guys absolutely killed it. They were cranking on. I mean, obviously Jimmy's been out here forever. You know that. Darren's been back and forth, but spending a lot of time out here as well with us. And we just brought Kegel in for like the last few days, to really seal the deal on getting the thing together. We were missing a bunch of parts. So, like, the long story short is, of course, we're doing Drift this with Motor Trend. We're doing a couple other things, and so things are getting a little pushed back. But what really kind of killed us was our homies over at OCD Works, who built Tuerck's engines last year. He's building our engines this year. And, we're trying to get parts for, the GTR engine. And the GTR World Cup was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so maniacs from like around the country have been building VR blocks like, for like 2,000, 3,000 horsepower, like for the past few weeks and or months for this big event. And so there was like a national like shortage or back order, whatever you want to call it, on like ARP hardware, like a couple like Nissan like dowel pins and like just random things that like we would need for the thing. And we're just like, isn't this cute? Like we finally like get like
what we feel is like the best engine package, and we can't even get the parts. So we're just kind of getting everything else together on the car, getting the chassis ready, like getting the wiring ready. We're like building everything off of a dummy block, and the bros got the engine finished on Wednesday or Thursday last week. We get it on a pallet. We overnight ship it over to the shop. It arrives Friday. We swap everything across. The guys get it into the car, get it fired, get it to the dyno. John Reed's remote tuning in on it Sunday night. Everything goes great. We hit Monday morning, first appointment in for FD Tech, roll the car right into Tech, pass through, load it right into a trailer, and head up to Willow to drive it for the very first time. And that was yesterday.
It looked like, for a minute there, you might get done with a few weeks to spare, but, you took on this massive new show and then a new shop and then 1,000 other things. So it's like, whenever you think you might be ahead, then of course, life keeps continuing as planned. But I'm really...
it's like you said, you kind of like, you start to feel ahead and you just put more stuff on your plate, right?
Yeah, you're like,
you feel like, things are working out great. Like, let's do more.
Yeah. But I'm really excited to hopefully see a season where a car doesn't break on you, at least more than a average FD car would break on you, because
let's be honest,
let's be honest, it's been a rough fucking few years, and you still managed to pull off a 4th place with what felt like your least successful season of all time, just based off the sidelines and seeing your car being worked on and hearing about the heinous shit that you and your team did to try to make it out for one more lap. It's crazy to think about all that, and you still got 4th place. But I mean, if you have a car that only breaks a normal amount of times, it will be a very impressive season. So.
Yeah, and I know. Like, interestingly enough, I know we talked about this, but with the VQ, we obviously wanted it to work. A lot of people in the Nissan industry wanted it to work as well with us, and I still do. But we just can't utilize our former drift program for engine development on that level. And the big thing with like you said last year, obviously we as a team kind of knew where we were in the point standings, but it wasn't the very end of the year where it's like you said, like yourself. And people were like, "Whoa, how did that even happen?" And it's because our guys are freaking maniacs, and we're not just gonna be something happened, that sucks. It's we go through hell or high water to get that thing, or hell or high water in the cylinders, however that works. To get that thing out on track no matter what, running against guys with 5 cylinders, and we actually beat a couple of them like that. But and then the funniest part is, not the funniest, the worst part about it was, even the 3 times where our engine didn't fail, we round 1 we had a clutch failure, which or a master cylinder failure. I mean to say, the pedal got stuck, right? Mm-hmm. So my battle with Forrest, and then the one more time because of it, I did with no clutch. Just smashing it through the gears, from the stop all the way through the course, and you disconnect the power, so you just kind of only have the gas pedal and the brake pedal. The handbrake doesn't work; it stalls the motor. So we went out for that round, and then we had the Orlando win, and then we had the Atlanta podium, and then that's when our throttle bodies started failing. So we had 2 rounds of dead throttle bodies snapping shut on us on the straightaway. So once again, it wasn't even engine failure. It was really, things are just kind of against us last year. Some electrical gremlins, one mechanical failure with the clutch pedal, and then obviously the VQs, just all on top of it. So yes, like you said, did feel like the worst year I've ever had, but a lot of hard work and a lot of ingenuity got us on track a lot of the times, and just driving through it, and just doing whatever you got to do to get out there and have a good year. So it's pumped, but I'm looking forward to not doing that ever again.
Hopefully never again. What's the big feeling difference behind the pedal? How does this differ? I mean, by on the paper it should have more torque, more power, but how does it feel to you?
Yeah, no, it's insane. I mean, you saw that dyno video I posted. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Since then we turned the nitrous down, we turned the boost down. Like it's a monster if it wants to be. And so like from then on, everyone has told me everything we've learned, and talking to all these different people, it's like we're running that thing at like the 900 wheel, and it's like, oh, like when are you gonna turn it up? Is like kind of like the next question. Like those things are just animals. They're just built for power. It's a completely different casting process for the blocks, which is where we had a lot of our issues. The head design is a little bit better, and then outside of that, like we had a great package on the drivetrain side, because we moved a lot of that over to this engine. The same intake manifold from AMS, the same injectors from Driftcast, the same turbos from Garrett, the same intercooler from Fast Intentions, the same exhaust. Like it's all of those components like swapped over. We just had to like build all new bracketry and mounting for it all. Like Darren built new turbo manifolds. We had to do new downpipes. We had to do new intercooler pipes. But like in the end, it's like it's still fundamentally this like a similar sized displacement V6 Nissan engine. It's just a rock solid, robust one. And so oddly enough, you would think that it would drive the same, but like it has so much more pedal to it. It's crazy. I don't exactly understand why. That goes over my head, but I will say that probably goes a lot into the engine builder and having good understanding of how to do high flow velocity, or like he has a different process, a different way that he kind of builds these engines, probably in a similar way to like how Steph does his, because you can kind of see like just an insane reaction on the pedal for a small displacement turbo car, right? As Steph's and Aasbo set up. And this one kind of drives like that. Like it has more responsive like my V8 car did. It's insane. Like it's just a whole different approach to how to get the thing to spool the turbos and feed the cylinder, and like how to just work well. And like this thing makes more torque at the low boost setting that we're running than my V8 car ever did.
That seems so strange.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's totally nuts. So, but it's working awesome. Like it has so much control and drivability in the gas pedal, which is great, which is what we're looking for. And then that in combination with our new suspension package, we're doing the full parts by Max setup front and rear. And like those guys have been putting a ton of effort into drifting geometry and development, especially in the front end. The back end, I feel like a lot of people are kind of figuring out and like getting to work well, but in the past few years, like the front suspension geometry game has changed tremendously. And we have had a pretty similar setup, and we were looking for ways to advance it, and like the car is definitely reacting a lot better. It holds angle. It gets like way out on the lap where we couldn't before. Like 2016, where we had like our great run, we won the championship. If you go back and watch the videos, like almost every final battle that we made it to, we basically lost because we ran into the lead car in detail because it just would not hold high angle, heavy brakes. Like where all the big tire guys, long wheelbase car guys, and big angle guys were doing better than us. We basically like that was our big fault, and so I've been looking to improve it ever since then. But we just have been basically chasing an engine program for the past 2 years. So
yeah, well, I look forward to seeing a remedy for that. Quickly, we got a couple super chat questions in YouTube. Josh Osborne says, "Do you still have the VK56 spare car?"
I do. Yeah, it is. It's in the trailer. It's primed and ready. I was looking at it last week, hoping that we wouldn't have to bust her out. but yeah, she's still very much a car. Still trying to decide what to do with that car. I might. I was thinking about selling it, but based on how you can buy championship level Papadakis built cars for like $10,000, like
yeah,
like that was
seriously.
I mean, I feel like that motor is worth more than enough for you to be a spare La Flama Negra motor, right?
It's a little too temperamental to put it in that thing. Like
yeah.
you know, you've seen that car on a grid light.
Yeah.
It puts down like 40 laps in a row on the rev limiter. Like,
Yeah.
that thing's a workhorse through and through.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, but,
Paul. Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. I was going to go to the next
say
question.
I got no.
Yep.
So what? We got.
Paul Vlichkov says, "Are you planning to be the fastest car at OSW again?"
I freaking hope so. I mean, I don't see why not at this rate, unless like someone else has a big trick up their sleeve. But you know, coming into this year. But yeah, for us, like that was like what I was always saying about the car. Like the whole package was pretty damn good. We just couldn't keep it together, and so now we have that, and we can potentially push it. You know, instead of just basically trying to hold on. But yeah, like Orlando, everything was pretty dialed.
I can't wait to finally see you in a machine that will hopefully be as reliable as you need a car to be, to finally take back some of the ground that we've all the American drivers, I should say, have lost to Jimmy D. But it should be
I know,
good.
man. Doing my best out there, man. Yeah, the Euro crowd is crushing a lot of American bros right now. So we gotta do our best, guys.
But deservedly so. Deservedly so. They have earned it hard.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's hilarious.
And couldn't have asked for a better champion for the past 2 years, but we are very excited to see the battle that will progress this year. As we said at the very top of the show with Ryan Sage, people look prepared. It's one of the most prepared years, and people are very, very excited, as they always are in Long Beach. Spirits are high, and cars are all working maybe at the moment. Some of them have liveries, some of them do not. Some of them run. Mm-hmm. But we are all very excited for this weekend at Forming the Drift Long Beach, and we're excited to hang out with you, man.
Hell yeah, man. Excited to hang out with you guys, too. It's going to be good. Well, yeah, like you said, everybody's on point, man. Today's media day was pretty out of control. Like, literally second lap out on the track today in this, like, brand new built car. Vaughn with very little seat time in his new package, nitrous and all that. Like, he hasn't even driven the car yet. And, we go out there. Like, he probably had like 1 or 2 passes before me. I had one before him, and we lined up, and it's like, tandem, sure, let's go. We just like this is awesome. Like, it's cool when, like you said, everybody's feeling it, man. This Long Beach is gonna be insane.
You guys have pretty fun jobs for sure.
Yeah, it's not too bad, especially when it works. Like, when it doesn't work, it's like the worst job of all time.
I think that was what Field was saying, is like, we all hate fucking working on cars. Maybe not you, you're a weirdo. But he's like, we all hate working on cars. We like driving the cars. And the entire off season is about working on your car. And now it's time to drive the cars. So we'll see you and the past champions and everyone else at FTLB. Thank you for your time, Chris. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it, buddy. See you guys later.
Have a good one, buddy. I think that was it, Sam.
So I was just doing the math. We talked to tonight a founder of FD. 3 champions with 6 championships between them. 1 Pat Goodin, 1 100 duck-sized Turks, 1 Pat Fields, 1 Hillendews, and a Reader. Some new guys to Pro 1 that are both making incredible waves already before they even started driving in Pro 1. 1 Jeffrey Jones, one of the sweetest boys out there. And then Federico is Fuego es en corazón.
Il corazone. Il corazone.
And Corey never showed up, except for he did show up in the YouTube chat to ask questions of the guests there. So I'm guessing he was still on the toilet. We hope he comes back soon. But you're going to see Corey, Paco, and myself after top 32, before top 16. This weekend on the Formula Drift halftime show. We're very excited for that again.
We're also going to be walking around the paddock, so if you see us, feel free to stop us. Don't slap us in the butt. Mostly because it smells.
And then one more time, if you guys haven't already, it's the end of the show. Right after the show, go do this and share the episode. Let us know if you'd like some tickets for Formula Drift Long Beach. Share the episode regardless. But if you need tickets for Formula Drift Long Beach, just say something about, hey, give me them tickets. What's up with those tickets? Tag Maximum Driftcast, And I think we're going to give them out probably end of day tomorrow. We'll figure it out Wednesday. Give someone a day to listen to it. And there's going to be enough entries probably.
Probably
So,
by the end. Yeah, by the end, either the end of Wednesday or mid Thursday, we can do the giveaway for sure.
We'll make sure we'll give away your 2 tickets for Long Beach on Saturday. Make sure you can go, or you have a friend that can go. So we want to make sure that they go to someone that will enjoy the event. So thank you. And thank you for listening. Thank you to AM Intakes, our main first partner of the show. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, AM.
Our best half.
Yes. Thank you to Grid Life. We had an excellent show last night doing the Grid Life Drift Draft. I hope you guys listened to all 4 hours of it when you have time. Sounds like Jeff Jones, and if you're like Jeff Jones, you work in a shop or you drive a lot, you will have time, and I think it was pretty damn funny the whole time. We were losing it. Nick Swan was losing it the whole time.
Yeah.
And thank you, of course, to our Patreons. You guys kick ass.
Link ECU.
Link ECU. Thank you, guys.
ECU is one of our new sponsors this year. Obviously, there are many drivers on FD rocking Link ECU, and I'm not sure. Are they still the sponsor for the Pro 2?
I do not know.
Well, we'll find out.
Let's call Ryan Sage again.
Let's wake him up.
We talked to 12 different drivers tonight in the course of 2.5 hours. That's nuts, man.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's the Formula Drift Long Beach pre-event special
party.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. And
like,
we'll definitely
like you were saying, and also thanks to our Patreons, because you guys are the reason we have this show.
That is true.
Otherwise, without you, we'll be probably doing the show on our cell phones.
Yeah, we'd probably be stripping.
Oh,
we'd be stripping for money.
I don't think I have what it takes for.
You have what it takes, girl. You just gotta shake it.
Oh, thanks. You just gotta shake it right, though.
And thank you, Paco, for multitasking tonight by being a host and a Control-AM operator. You kept the show going, made some awesome photos up here while we were talking to the drivers. And
thanks, Sam, because you are capable of talking while I'm doing all this stuff. And thanks, Corey, for not being here, because you made it a lot easier.
Oh, don't say that. I miss Corey. I hope he comes back next time. But we'll be doing, depending on how the event goes, if something absolutely bananas happens at the event, we'll try to talk to the people that are involved in that event or the instance that occurs. Otherwise, we may do our State of the Drift show with the founders of FD, one or both. Immediately after Long Beach, just to kind of get dialed in for the rest of the season. But we will see what goes down this weekend. We can't wait, and we hope to see you guys there. And if not, then hopefully you guys watch and enjoy the event. Drifting's back, 2019, FD.
Wood. Send us with some announcements, Sam. Some voice filters.
We don't have. We can do a filter-free episode.
Oh, dang it! All right. Well, then that's it.
All right. See you guys later.
Have a good night, guys. And almost out.